Live, Mr. Chair.
Thank you, Mrs. Harland. I'm calling this session of the Board of Revision to order and acknowledge that we are in Treaty 1 territory, the home and traditional lands of the Anishinaabe, Ojibwe, Innu Cree, and Dakota peoples, and the national homeland of the Red River Métis. Our drinking water comes from Shoal Lake 40 First Nation and Treaty 3 territory. My name is Harvey Diamond. I'll be chairing our panel, which is also composed of Mr. Jerry Arnell and Mr. Mike Contruglio. The City Assessment Department is represented by Arif Das Mohammed, and our administrator is Crystal Harland. To the Zoom participants of this hearing, please note that you are placed in the waiting room until your property is called upon. When it is your turn, you will be admitted into the meeting. Kindly follow along in the City of Winnipeg's Board of Revision YouTube channel for the hearing process. Once the host admits you into the hearing, please close or mute your YouTube player. You will then be permitted to speak with respect to your property. Once your hearing is concluded, you may leave the meeting. We'll be hearing applications for revision of the assessment rules in accordance with the Municipal Assessment Act. The matters for revision have been requested are described in each application, and we will limit discussion to those matters. The statements that are made at this hearing are sworn testimony, and anyone speaking to a matter must first be sworn in. Be advised that comparisons of assessments of properties are not considered as evidence of market value by the Board of Revision. The Board of Revision is appointed annually by Council and is independent of it and the City Administration. We make our decisions based on the evidence provided at this hearing, and we issue a written order that we mail to all parties as soon as possible. Please note that the board's decisions with respect to an application may be appealed to the Manitoba Municipal Board if the matter pertains to assessed value or to classification, or to the Court of King's Bench if the matter pertains to an application for exemption from taxation. And should you wish to appeal, information how to do so will be included with our order. With respect to the hearing process, I will confirm the points of appeal with your property to be addressed with each applicant following their swearing in. We will then hear the assessor's testimony followed by any questions that the applicant may have, and then the applicant's testimony followed by any questions. I will give each side an opportunity to summarize if they wish to do so. Once all the evidence upon the application has been brought forward, the applicant may leave. The post will repeat for each item on the docket today. The session will close after all applications have been heard, and the board will deliberate in private and render its decisions. You receive the board's decision registered in the mail as soon as possible. Be advised that all information is collected as a formal hearing. It'll be live streamed and recorded. We'll be hearing items 2, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 11 today. And Mrs. Harland, you can please affirm the assessor's testimony at this time.
Yes, Mr. Chair. I'll just put the applicants in the waiting room. Just a moment, please.
Thank you.
Strange. Mr. Assessor, would you please state your full name?
Arif Das Mohammed.
Thank you. Do you affirm that the evidence you are about to give at this hearing is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
Thank you.
Thank you. I know that we have item number 1 where there's no evidence filed. Is there an attendance by the applicant in that matter?
There is not, Mr. Chair.
Okay, we're going to stand that one down then. And
Okay.
we'll go on to the next item on the agenda, which would be the property at 12 Charles Street, which I know it also there's no evidence filed. Is there attendance on that file?
There is not.
Okay, well then we'll stand that one down then as well, and go on to item number 6, which is the property at 238 Dufferin Avenue. Have we got an applicant on that matter?
238 Dufferin, Ducharme, McMillan and Associate. I don't see anybody here. However, I do have someone from Ryan. I don't know.
Yeah, Ryan, I don't know if they're representing this matter. It doesn't appear so from the evidence filed, but
No, we don't have anybody for that file either, Mr. Chair.
okay, so we'll stand that one down then.
Okay.
And
Now,
that'll take us to 1301 Inkster Boulevard.
and yes, we have Jared Mraz.
Okay, we can let him into the hearing and have him sworn in, and we'll then proceed then with 1301 Inkster when he's sworn in.
Yes, Mr. Chair.
Thank you.
Mr. Mraz, are you with us?
Yes, I am.
Could you please turn your camera on? Thank you. Mr. Chair, I'll swear in the applicant now.
Thank you, please do.
Mr. Applicant, would you please state your full name?
Jared Ross.
Thank you. Do you affirm that the evidence you are about to give at this hearing is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, I do.
Thank you.
Thank you. We think and proceed with this matter. So it's 1301 Inkster Boulevard, item number 7 on the docket. Mr. Das Mohammed, when you're ready, you can begin by presenting your evidence.
Thank you very much, everybody. Good afternoon. File number 26562, roll number 14063509300. Address is 1301 Inkster Boulevard. Roll here is 2027. Reference date is April 1st, 2025. Assessed value is $2,272,000. Parcel use is industrial warehouse. A number of buildings is 1. Number of premises is 2. It has, I believe it has 2 stories. That is incorrect there. One section is 2 stories and one section is 1 story. Actual year built is 1960. Effective year built is 1970. Wall heights are 17 feet. Zoning is manufacturing general. Land area is 42,849 square feet. Plan area is 9,069 square feet. Gross floor area is 11,383. And leasable area is 11,349. Land to plan area is 4.72 to 1. On the following page, you'll note that there was 2 sales. One was approximately 14 years ago for $1,050,000. And the second sale was in 2021 for $1,100,000. Or sorry, $1,100,000. If you turn to page 10 of my brief, if you can just let me know when you're there.
Okay, when you're ready.
Okay, so there is the map of the subject. It is located in the northwest quadrant of the city. At the bottom, there's a close-up map, so you'll see it's close to all routes. It's actually on Inkster, a major artery. It's close to Route 90 there, and also McPhillip Street. On the following page is the subject parcel boundaries. So there's an overhead view of the boundaries in both overhead view, satellite view, and map view. On the following page is the site plan. And then on page 13 is aerial views of the subject property. So it's a rectangular lot. It has approximately about 4 buildings there. The first building appears to be a 2-story building. On the following page is a alternate aerial view, side view. And then at the bottom of page 14 is the subject street views. Along with page 15, you'll note that we tried to inspect this property earlier. Or sorry, it was just a drive-by. You'll notice by the snow there. And then at the bottom is another Google Street View. So on page 16 is the land transfer document. It's experts from the 2012 sale. So you note there, section 4, at the time of the sale back in 2012, August 3rd, the new owner indicated that the fair market value at the time was $1,050,000, and that's what they paid for the subject property. You'll note the transferor per section 7 was Group 2 Investments, the vendor in 2012, and I'll get to them in a second. But just as verbal evidence, the mailer for this sale indicated that a market value appraisal was done, and the value at the time came in at $950,000, according to the appraisal report or opinion of value. On the following page is the November 2021 sales mailer. You'll note there that the sorry, I'm having a hard time reading. It's okay. So in November 2021, the subject sold for $1,100,000. The owner indicated at the time that it was an arm's length sale, but if you look at question 10 there, was the purchaser occupying part or all of the property prior to the purchase? They indicated yes. So I'm not sure if this was a open market transaction or arm's length sale. You'll note question 15 there, the overall condition of the building, they indicated good at the time. On the following page is the owner's signature. Jagjit Gill, I believe, is the president, and he signed that document February 19, 2022. And then on the following page is my comparables. I'll get to those in a second. So yes, turning to my page 3 of my document. You can let me know when you're there.
Okay,
Okay, so I have 4 comparables there. The first comparable, 1216.5, you'll note that I didn't cross out the tenant there. That's because the tenant there was the original owner in 2012 when the sale of the subject was concluded, and they were the vendor at the time. So now they're renting space at 1216.5, and they're paying $15 rent per net rent per square foot there. The other rents range between $10.50 to $13.91. All comparables are industrial warehouse properties. They're located within the subject market region. They're all current in relation to the reference date. Effective year built ranges from 1965 to 1978. Wall heights range from 12 feet to 16 feet. Net rents range from $10.50 per square foot to $15 per square foot. Now, again, on page 19, there's the pictures of my comparables. If you want to take a look at them, if you just let me know when you're there.
okay,
Good.
Okay, so 1216.5, I think is my best comparable. And as I mentioned before, the owner who sold in 2012 is now renting this building. And then the other buildings also are they're comparable, but not as comparable, in my opinion, to the first comparable there. So the second comparable, 410 Oak Point Highway, would be my second best comparable. And then 15 Church and 2201 Logan. They're kind of not, they're comparable, but they're not too comparable as they are multi-tenanted buildings. So turning to my page Therefore, you can let me know when you're there.
Okay,
Okay, so there is our workup. We're utilizing an overall net rent of $12.05 per square foot. We're using a 3% market rate, a market vacancy rate. We're using 3% for non-recoverable expenses. And I'll just note that 3% is across the board for all industrial properties. Same with the vacancy shortfall of $4.25 per square foot. And we've arrived at those numbers using the income and expense mailers that were submitted by other industrial property owners in the city. So to be fair and equitable, we use 3% and $4.25 across the board for all industrial properties. Moving along, when we use those rates, it yields a NOI of $127,249. We're using a cap rate of 5.6%, and this yields a rounded and assessed value of $2,272,000. In my appendix, you want to turn to there, I'll just briefly summarize some of the external documents that I have collected. So starting on page 23 is a summary of my, is a summary of the Colliers market conditions, the Cushman and Wakefield. And I believe I have it's just Colliers and Cushman and Wakefield. So overall market conditions per their reports indicated that Winnipeg industrial market remained generally stable and fundamentally sound as of the April 1st, 2025 reference date. Demand and absorption remained present, although market activity varied by source and submarket. Rental rates, asking rental rates remain generally stable and modestly increasing. Supply and construction remain limited in Q1 of 2025. Cap rates, according to the external market reports, indicate that they range from 5.25% to 8%, depending on the reporting source. So in summary, as of April 1st, 2025, the Winnipeg industrial market remained generally stable. It was fundamentally sound. It was supported by low vacancy and modestly increasing rents. There was limited supply coming on. Demand was still there. And again, the cap rates, as I mentioned, the overall evidence indicated that the market remained supportive of the industrial property value. So I think industrial and multifamily are the main driving forces in our city right now. Therefore, for the reasons stated above, including the sale from 2012, which indicated fair market value, and I don't know how much weight you can put on the new sale from 2021, and since it was indicated that it is, I don't know if it is a arm's length sale, but the current owner was renting that spot or was in that spot prior to the sale. So I'm not sure how much weight you could put on that sale. Therefore, in our opinion, the assessed value of $2,272,000 is fair and equitable, and I respectfully ask that the board confirm the assessment. And I'm open to questions. Thank you.
thank you. So, Mr. Mraz, if you have any questions of the assessor, you can ask them now.
Okay, I also point out that I sent in some rebuttal
Well,
evidence.
we'll deal with that. Right now, we're dealing with this matter. You can provide your evidence later. We're asking questions now based on.
Yeah, I was just told by the board to make sure I outlined that there was rebuttal evidence at this time. So I'm just bringing it up.
Noted. We'll deal with that as we go. But right now, we're dealing with the evidence that's been presented, and it's your opportunity of asking any questions you might have on the basis of it.
I just On page 17, if we look down, there's question 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 through question 18. Generally, if you look at the answers, it would suggest that
Are you
the
asking a question
owner-
right now, or are you giving evidence? So you can ask Mr.
Yeah.
Das Mohammed
I'm getting to
questions
my
right now.
question.
Okay.
I'm getting to my question.
Well, please go to it. If you give your evidence later, right now, please just ask the question.
I'm asking my question.
Okay, go ahead.
So my question is, if you look through the answers from 1 through 18, would it suggest that this property is not owner, the purchaser never occupied the property, and possibly the answer in question 10 might have been a typo error, like just checked the wrong box by accident?
I don't know how Mr. Das Mohammed can answer that question. I don't.
Well, it says here.
How would he? Okay, go ahead. For what it's worth.
Question 8, is there a single lease covering any or all of the building? It appears to say no. Is there a land lease involved? No. Does the purchaser intend to occupy all the property after sale? Yes. Does the purchaser intend to use the property for a new business? Yes. Based on the other answers, wouldn't it suggest that the purchaser did not occupy this property prior to the purchase?
All I can say is that the current owner indicated that he occupied all or part of the property prior to the purchase. He signed it, indicated it was a good property. That's all I know.
Mr.
And he
Mraz,
also indicated
Mr.
that it was a
Mraz,
market,
excuse me,
right?
Mr. Mraz, I don't want to cut you off, but Mr. Das Mohammed would not know what the intention was. You can certainly argue that. If you think there's a mistake there, you can make us aware of that yourself. But I don't know how you can expect Mr. Das Mohammed to be able to answer that question.
Moving on.
Thank you.
On page 2, your subject sale history. Where is this information obtained from?
Land transfer.
And then the land transfer indicated that it was sold for 1.1 million, had a consideration in sworn value.
I believe so.
So generally, would you accept that's an open market sale?
No, not if the owner was previously occupying the subject property.
On page 1, you have wall height as 17 feet. What part of the building has 17-foot wall height?
I'm not sure. I wasn't able to inspect. I asked for inspections a couple of times and nothing came of that.
Who did you ask to inspect?
Pardon me?
Who did you ask to inspect the property?
I asked you on the 21st, on the 6th when you called me, I asked you for an inspection where you completely denied me that there was not going to be an inspection. And then subsequently, you emailed me back and forth on the 21st. I formally asked for inspection via email, and I heard nothing back from you.
Did you include these emails as evidence?
No, I didn't, but I'm including it as verbal evidence now since you're asking.
And I deny everything you've said. You were never
You're under
denying.
oath, so that's up to
Right
you.
now you're asking questions, not arguing. You can, if you
So-
want to bring that as an argument later on, Mr. Mraz, you'll be free to do so. Right now, you're asking Mr. Das Mohammed questions. Please confine yourself to that. You'll have an opportunity to provide your evidence later on in this hearing.
The wall height of 17 feet, could that just be the 2-story portion of the building?
That could be your argument again. Mr. Das Mohammed said he can't tell because he wasn't able to inspect it. You asked that question before, and he said he couldn't tell because, excuse me, it's already been answered.
Hey,
And
please don't
again,
raise your voice at
again,
me.
you can make any argument
Please
you want
have some
later.
respect and do
Excuse
not
me.
raise your voice at me.
Well, right now you're asking questions, okay?
Well,
And
please do not raise your voice at me.
I've told you
This is a
many times,
respectful hearing.
I'm
I
trying to
will
be
show you
respectful, but
respect,
you're not
and you will
listening.
show me respect.
I will show you respect, Mr. Mraz,
You will
but
show me
please,
respect.
Mr. Mraz,
No.
will you please ask questions now? And you'll have opportunity of making any argument you want to when your time comes up for doing so.
Okay, no more raising your voice. That's my last time I'm telling you that. I hope we're very clear. Do not interrupt me. Do not raise your voice, and remain respectful.
Okay,
On
and
page 16 of your brief, or page 15, when you look at the building, does that picture suggest to you that the entire building is not the same height?
I'm sorry, page
15.
15, yeah, I agree.
So when you say there's a 17-foot wall height, you're agreeing that the entire building is not 17 feet?
I am saying that the wall height, like the 17 feet could be the bottom section and then the top could be a separate section. I do not know. I have not inspected the building again.
And you have no assessment, doesn't have any records on this building?
I'm sure there's permits, and somebody did inspect at one time. I don't have the information in front of me.
But you have no
The
idea what,
way it's been entered into the system is based on permits and drawings.
and the drawings don't show the wall height of this first
I mean,
section?
you can
and-
ask me the same question over and over, but I'm
So
telling you, I
basically,
haven't inspected it.
so your answer to everything is on relating to buildings, you haven't personally inspected it. Somebody else has inspected it, and you have no idea of the heights of any of the walls.
Mr. Mraz, I asked you to
But
inspect it.
No, you
Why
did
did you
not.
not allow me to inspect it?
You hung the phone up on me, and you're being dishonest.
Because you were yelling at me.
You are being dishonest.
I am not being dishonest.
hey, right now,
You are
Mr.
dishonest.
Mraz, excuse me, Mr. Mraz, you be respectful as well, okay?
I am being
You're asking me to be
respectful.
respectful of you. I'm trying my best. You be respectful of Mr. Mohammed at the same time. And please don't call people liars. If you have contrary evidence, we're happy to hear it. And we'll give the credibility that it deserves. But should be a civil hearing, and please retain it at that.
Okay, moving on to page 23. You have here that your capitalization rates range from 5.25 to 8%. The Colliers, CBRE and Colliers, both the low end of their ranges are 6.25 to 7.5, or the bottom end of the range is 6.25%.
Sorry, no, those are not my cap rates. Those are external reports. And yes, it's between 5.25 and 8, and I'll show you where the 5.25 comes from.
My question is the 6.25, that's the low end of the capitalization rate.
No, if you look at my page 37. Okay, give me 1 second. Okay, sorry, yes, you appear to be correct. It's 7.5 is the high end. And 5.25 comes from the CBRE industrial rate on page 37.
So basically in the
Under
bottom right,
Winnipeg. Sorry?
yeah, in the bottom right corner, there's a disclaimer there. It says capitalization rate. Cushman & Wakefield provides quarterly estimates.
I'm
Or
not sure what your question is. The 5.25 comes from the Winnipeg industrial under page 37 from Cushman.
yeah. So your page is on the page that's on its side is the one you're referring to? It's
Yes,
Latin.
page 37, yes,
Yeah, you have the chart there.
yes.
And this is a page that's not, it's landscaped rather than letter.
Yes, Cushman, page 37. What was your question?
My question is, when you read in the, just gonna line it up so in the top right corner where it says page 15 of this report, there's a section that says capitalization rate.
Yes,
Would you agree that that is a disclaimer that shows there's limited properties that sold, limited viability of capitalization rates, and that it suggests a weakness in such a low capitalization rate?
sure, Mr. Miraz, but what, we are not utilizing those cap rates. We did our own study and I'm just including these external reports just as supporting evidence further that in the market, this is what we're seeing. Our cap rate studies are located on page 6. And what we see is rates between 5.3 and 7%. In the 20th to 80th percentile. So there are outliers either on the bottom 20 or the top 80, past the 80.
So on page 6, again, you're citing reports from Colliers to support your capitalization rate.
Yeah, but we are utilizing our own cap rates. Those are just supporting numbers, just like my supporting evidence. So I'm still not getting what you're getting at here.
My question is, your supporting evidence is based on published reports, and within the published reports, there's a disclaimer that suggests this information may not be that accurate.
Sure, and I'm not disagreeing with you.
Okay. And for shortfall, you said that right through the market, it's $4.25.
Yes.
Does your shortfall include property taxes?
Our shortfall is done via all properties, so I'm not sure what they include in it. That's what our shortfall is. That would be a question for the modeling section, I believe.
But they're not here to answer that question.
And again, to be fair and equitable, we use that across the board. So what we're seeing in the market is on average 4.25 for shortfall and 3% for vacancy shortfall.
Yeah,
Or
but you have no
sorry,
idea
for
what,
non-recoverable expenses.
but you have no idea what the $4.25 includes.
It comes from the model, and the model is generated by entering in all the data that's been provided to us by other commercial property owners.
Would you imagine it possible that the property taxes alone on this building, if you divide it by the square footage, is greater than 4 point?
I'm not sure. I don't know. The shortfall includes things, it would include the section that is vacant. It doesn't include the entire building. It would be for whatever the vacancy is, and that's where the short, so it would be the net, whatever they charge net for coverables, that's what would be in the shortfall for vacancy. So there would be maintenance, there would be management, and there would be a common area.
And taxes.
And common area would include taxes.
It doesn't, but in this case, fine. Page 3, your rental comparables. Comparable number 1 is a leased area of 1,200 square feet. It's considerably smaller than the subject property. Would that suggest a higher rent per square foot?
Yes, yeah, for sure. And we're not utilizing $15 per square foot.
Would you agree that 1,200 square foot office lease at 1216 Fife Street has no relevance into the lease rate of the subject property?
No, I don't agree with that.
Would you know the size of the site that 1216 Fife is located on?
I'm not sure what the size of the land area is on that, yeah, I'm not sure what the land area is on that.
Would you believe it's 1.8 acres?
Pardon me?
Would you believe it's 1.8 acres?
I do not know. I could look it up.
Yeah, look it up. I can tell you it's 1.8 acres.
Okay, I will believe you then.
Okay, twice the size of the subject property. When somebody leases a property, do you agree that they consider the size of the lot and the utility on the lot in their lease rate?
It depends if it's multi-tenanted or not.
In a multi-tenanted building, would a lease rate reflect the land area? For example, parking or storage, industrial properties, maybe there's a compound that would be included in the.
I'm not sure.
You're not sure. I remind you, you're testifying on the value of a property. You use comparable sales, and you're not sure.
I think he's
what
using
drives
comparable,
the rate
excuse
of your
me,
comparable sales?
excuse me, Mr. Monroe, I think we're using comparable rents, not sales.
Or sorry, comparable rents. So you don't know what makes up the comparable
Well, I
rent?
don't know what is marketed for each property, how the owner will market it or not market it. I'm showing you what a comparable looks like and what the rents are. When we do industrial properties, we go by this leasable area. So we're not including parking. Parking is separate income. If there's parking, they'll be included in the income.
What if
So
there's
we're going by lease rates per leasable area. That's how
What-
income properties are, assessments are generated.
so the assessments generated in your analysis have no consideration for the land component?
We, the land component, if there's excess land, it would be charged as excess land.
So for this person's renting 1,200 square feet of your comparable 1216 Fife Street. What are they renting? Just please explain how this is comparable and what they would be
The
renting.
lease rate on the leasable area is $15.
And what are they renting for $15?
You would have to ask them.
What's your comparable?
Okay, Mr. Diamond, I think I've answered his question a few times here.
I believe, we're only taking it for what it's worth, Mr. Mirage, and you can make any argument you wish to do so, but you can't expect Mr. Gosmahamed to answer the questions you're asking because he wouldn't have knowledge of them. He's admitted that, and if you want to argue something else, we'll listen to your argument. But don't
We're
ask
in a
Mr. Das,
here,
excuse me, but please don't ask Mr. Das Mohammed questions that he really can't answer because he doesn't know.
how do you include a comparable? We are here an assessment appeal where he's
Again, Mr.
responsible for
Mraz,
the value. He's
excuse me,
using
Mr. Mraz,
comparable.
Mr. Mraz,
The
excuse me.
expectation would be that he'd
I'm
have
going to
some
interrupt
knowledge
you,
of his
Mr. Mraz.
comparables. I would
Mr. Mraz,
think.
Mr. Mraz, excuse me for a minute. I'm going to interrupt you because you're taking a lot of time and not really doing much. Mr. Das Mohammed
Not
is,
doing much.
excuse me, Mr. Das Mohammed is answering as best he can. And
Hey,
it's,
stop
hang on,
raising your voice.
it's incumbent upon you
I'm
to
not a
argue.
little kid you're lecturing. This is not 1996.
It's incumbent upon you to make any argument you wish to. And if you want to tell us,
And I'm asking my questions.
and those questions can't be answered. That's why I'm trying to tell you, Mr. Das Mohammed can't answer those questions. If you
How
wish to
can I
argue,
answer them?
he's told you he can't. If you wish to argue later that he did not prove his case, that he did not have the information, do so, and we'll listen to you, and maybe we'll even accept your argument. I don't know yet because you haven't made it.
I have a right to question the assessor. That's the whole point of this hearing.
And you can ask him questions that he can answer. And we're giving you that opportunity.
He's claiming he can't answer any questions. He hasn't answered one so far.
That's not true, Mr.
Come
Mo.
on, let's get with the program here. Okay, moving on.
Move on.
410 Oak Point Highway. Mr. Assessor, do you have any idea of anything to do with this property?
Yeah, I know what the lease is on it.
And what is that the lease of the entire building, or is that
They've
a
leased
part of the building?
8,800 square feet for $13.91. The wall heights are 16 feet, close to the subject. Effective year built was 1978. It's a 10-year lease.
Do you know where this property is located?
410 Oak Point Highway.
Is
In
Can you
the
give me
industrial,
more
in
that? Is
the
on a-
Inkster Industrial Park.
Is it on a corner location, or is it mid-block?
No, I couldn't tell you if it's mid-block or corner location.
Would you agree that a corner location is generally superior and that it has exposure, especially when you're on a high traffic artery like Oak
It
Point
could be
Highway?
or it couldn't be. It depends on the location.
I don't understand that answer.
Well, I'm telling you, it could be or it couldn't be, depending on the location.
What could it be or couldn't
Well,
be?
if it's located on Magnus in Arlington, I don't think that would be similar to something on Inkster and another side street.
That's not my question.
Well, you're asking me if it's a corner lot, if it's on Arlington and Magnus.
Within your comparable sales, which is within the subject market, is what you testified for. Generally within the subject market, would site size be an advantage?
Mr. Mraz, I think it would depend on the tenant and what the tenant required and what they saw in the property. And I don't know how Mr. Mohammed can answer that question, but certainly, as I said, you can make that argument if you know that this is a corner lot and more accessible and you feel that the rent was influenced by it, argue that later and we'll listen to your argument.
How am I going to argue that later? I
Well,
have
you're
my
gonna
own
have
brief. I
you're
can't
gonna-
argue his comparables.
Well, you can if it's in your brief or in your rebuttal.
Do you want me to go through this after and just point out how flawed this approach is?
Well, that's incumbent upon you to give your evidence in any way you wish to. And I'm not gonna stop you. I'm not gonna prejudge the evidence that you can give, or you haven't given it yet.
Well, I'm questioning the assessor's evidence, and the assessor has only answered he has no idea. Every question so far, he answered, I have no idea.
That's not true.
And
You have no
if that's-
idea. You
if he
say
doesn't-
you know that it's 8,800 square feet, that's 16-foot wall height, and it's 1978 construction, and it's leased for 1391. All you're answering is what's on the page,
and that might be all you
which is
have.
a huge waste of, it's an insult to the process. So basically, my understanding is you know nothing about these properties outside of what's on this page. Is that what I'm getting from you? Yes or no?
The way properties are leased is by size, wall height, effective year built, the lease, the net rent, and the location. And that's what we're comparing here.
But you say you're comparing that, but you don't know anything about the location.
Okay,
So,
I'm not,
okay,
yeah, that's great.
410
That's your,
Oak
if
Point
that's your,
Highway. Is that a comparable location to 1301 Inkster?
yes, it's on a major artery. It's located in the same industrial, region. It has similar wall heights and it has similar effective year built. And that is a comparable.
Does it have 156 feet of frontage along Oak Point
It's not in my
Highway?
report, I don't know.
Would you agree that it has 241 feet of frontage
It's
along
not in my
Eagle?
report and I don't know.
So basically, you don't know anything outside of what you have on your page. You don't even know what the properties look like.
Mr. Mraz, I believe he's answered the questions based on the information that he has. Please move along, sir. You can see the information. If you don't like it, that's fine, but ask questions of what he has presented and move along, sir.
1551 Church Avenue. Do you know anything about this property?
I think
Exactly what's on the
Mr.
page.
Mraz, excuse me, I think Mr. Dustman has already indicated that he knows what's on this page. We can all see it. And that's the basis of what he knows about the property. So you're basically, you can ask the questions, but you're wasting time. And if you don't think that these comparables have been presented properly, we'll let you argue that later. Right now, that's the evidence before us, and that's the only evidence before us.
Well, like I said, I have a rebuttal, and it was supposed to be introduced at this time, but I have no. There's no answer to any questions. I have no further questions.
That's fine. Okay, and I'll ask Mr. Mr. Arnell, do you have any questions of Mr. Mohammed?
No questions at this time, thanks.
Thank you. Mr. Kolachuglu, do you have any questions?
Sorry, Mr. Chairman. No, I do not have any further questions at this time. Thank you.
Okay. Mr. Dustman, but I do have one question. I do note that the model has assigned a cap rate of, let's see what it was here,
5.6, yeah.
5.6. Do you think that it could be higher than that?
Yeah, give me 1 second. Yeah, it is a little aggressive. I would be comfortable going to a 6% cap on that. And that would be equivalent to $2,121,000.
Can I say that that's a recommendation?
That is a recommendation, but I doubt the applicant is going to accept that, so.
Well, we'll ask him. We'll ask him at this point.
No,
Okay, you're not going to accept it, Mr. Morose?
no.
Okay. Thank you. That's at least my question. So now, Mr. Mirage, you can present your evidence, and if you wish to start with your rebuttal, you can do so.
I'll start with my rebuttal.
Okay, do we have the rebuttal?
Yeah, I've just placed the rebuttal into your OneDrive, Mr. Chair.
Okay.
I do need to send the rebuttal to the assessor.
Okay,
If you could just give me a couple of moments, please.
certainly.
Thank you.
Maybe we could also enter into evidence the email exchange between the assessor and me regarding the inspection.
Now that is something, if you want to put it in, do you have it?
I have to dig it up.
Yeah, I don't know if that's rebuttal evidence at this point, and so I think it's time for filing is too late. I think that we have the verbal testimony of Mr. Das Mohammed about that, and that is satisfactory as far as I'm concerned. In any event,
I've sent the rebuttal to the assessor, Mr. Chair. Does everybody have their rebuttal, panel members,
I have it.
Chair?
Oh, there it is. Yep. Took me a bit to find it, but I got it.
Sorry, I still haven't found mine. Just give me a moment, please.
Okay. Just for your information, Mr. Chair, the appellant rebuttal is titled FW 26562 appellant rebuttal.
Yes.
Okay, but all I have is an email saying you got it.
Yeah, me
Yeah,
too.
that's all I have.
That's all I
I
have.
don't, I don't have the rebuttal itself.
It's attached to it, actually.
Is it?
Yeah.
How's it attached?
Where?
If you double click on that file and then there's an attachment on it.
Okay, how do you do that?
I tried that.
Oh,
I don't see it.
just a moment, please, gentlemen. I don't know why that happened.
You may needed to attach the file.
Okay, let me try that again. Just a moment, please.
Thank you.
Do we have to get out and come back?
Yeah.
I think so.
I don't think so, but let's just try that. My apologies.
No problem.
Okay. Okay, it's just been uploaded, so if you can refresh, it should be there.
I still do not have it, so forgive me.
Yeah, I've got rebuttal a few seconds ago, so it must be it.
Here we are.
Just opening it. Okay.
Here we are. Thank you. I have it now.
Okay,
I'm
Mr.
still
Morales,
fishing
if you
there.
want to present your rebuttal first, you can do so.
Okay, page 1. My apologies, the page numbering is not independent of the page I took it from, so I do not have page numbering in this document, nor do I have it in my brief. Again, I apologize. It makes it a little bit difficult, but I'll keep it simple as possible. My rebuttal, 1214 Fife Street, that's a civic address of 1216 Fife Street. It's the same property. It's on a 1.8 acre lot. I suggest that this rental rate reflects that there is abundance of land that goes with the property. I also suggest that a 1,200 square foot lease of a 1,200 square foot space has no relevance to the lease rates at the subject property. 410 Oak Point Highway. I would suggest that this is a high profile corner. It's a 1.3 acre site size, has multiple access. It's in the corner of Oak Point Highway and Eagle Drive. It has 156 feet of frontage on Oak Point Highway and 241 feet of frontage on Eagle Drive. I would suggest that the lease rate reflects the utility of the site. That has access off of Oak Point and it has access off of Eagle Drive. Clearly, they can maneuver highway tractors throughout the site, suggesting that it's far, far superior to subject property. Next page, 1551 Church Avenue. You can read this over yourself. This is 83,854 square foot office building. It's located on 5.77 acres, 18-foot ceiling height, the underside of the joist. It's has zero relevance to the lease rates attainable at the subject property. It's far, far, far superior. Site size is significantly larger. Office finish, look at the pictures, clearly far superior. Logan Avenue, I'm not sure where what what property the assessor is referring to. I'm assuming he doesn't know either. It's split up into two properties by way of a variance. The first map shows the first part of the property. That site is 6.5 acres. Scrolling down, you'll see aerial photo of the site. There's two buildings on 6.5 acres. I would suggest that the translation is about 3 acres per building, that the lease rate would include the additional utility of the multiple additional acres of land. Frontage on Logan Avenue is 336 feet. That's good exposure, and it's far superior in all regards to the subject property and is not even in the same universe of comparability. Subject has 100 feet of frontage. The second part of Logan Avenue, referenced here as C-221 Logan Avenue, it's the back portion of the site. It's showing it's a 3.7 acre parcel. You scroll down to the aerial photo, there's one building on the site, possibly a lumber yard. Again, it's far superior to the subject, and I would suggest that the lease rate includes the extra 3 acres of land over the subject property. That's it for my rebuttal.
Okay, and we'll stop then. Mr. Das Mohammed, do you have any questions to ask Mr. Miraz on the rebuttal?
Yes, I do. Mr. Miraz, one of your arguments is that the subject is smaller in land area compared to the comparables that I've chosen. If you look at my page 1 of my brief, the land area is 42,849 square feet. Is that not approximately an acre?
It's less than an acre, yeah.
It's an acre almost, is it?
An acre is 43,560
Okay, thank
square
you.
feet.
Yeah.
Assuming you know that.
If you go to your 2021 Logan, and if you look at my comparable on page 3 for Logan, can you read out your roll number there that you have on your brief or on your rebuttal?
Which one?
Roll number that references what you have on your rebuttal there. It starts with
What
07
property?
2201 Logan Avenue on your rebuttal.
075691364115.
Where are you reading that from?
From my rebuttal.
On your rebuttal,
And you're looking this up on your computer system right now?
I'm looking at your C2201 Logan Avenue. Your
That's not
roll
what you
number,
asked. You
like,
asked
what does that have to do
2201
with?
Logan Avenue. I asked you for clarification. You reiterated 2201 Logan Avenue.
What is your, where does that Logan Avenue, C2201 Logan Avenue come from? That's not in my rebuttal. That's not one of my comparables.
That's fine. That's 20.
So you
Like I
included
said,
in your rebuttal.
2201 Logan Avenue has been split by way of a variance. You did not specify which property
Okay,
you're
so
talking about.
do you not see my roll number?
No, I don't see your roll number.
Okay. Mr. Chairman, those are all the questions I have.
Thank you.
Well, I'll look at the roll number.
The questions have been answered as best I can. I guess Mr. Dussman is satisfied. Please go ahead and next minute here. Okay, what happened here? Okay, so Mr. Kolachuklu, do you have any questions of Mr. Miraz on his rebuttal? I think you are, okay, good.
Yeah, I'm muted. Yes, sorry. I don't believe I have any questions. I don't think it's worthwhile at this moment. Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. O'Neill, do you have any questions of Mr.
Not
Miraz?
No
worthwhile.
questions, thanks.
Thank you, and I don't either. So Mr. Miraz, you now go on with your regular argument.
Is there any point? Is it worthwhile to carry on or not?
Well, I think it is. You've got some material here and you have an opportunity presenting it, but if you decide you don't want to, I'm not gonna tell you what to do.
Yeah, well, I don't want to hear these snide comments. Very unprofessional. Very unprofessional. I'll go
I'm
through
not
my
sure.
brief quickly. The
Please do.
address 1301 Inkster Boulevard. The building was originally constructed in 1960. The building's in fair to average condition. The majority of the building's in fair condition. There was a two-story addition built at the front of the property in 1987 that I would consider to be almost average condition. My market rents, I have 1 through 11. You can see them there. I have the same vacancy, same structural repair. Shortfall allowance, the property taxes alone on the property are $4.45 per square foot. It exceeds the shortfall allowance entirely by the assessment department. I placed the market rate of $7 on the property, vacancy rate 3%, shortfall calculation, structural reserve 3%, net operating income 71,769. I included 4 capitalization rates. They range from 6.3 to 7.4%. The average is 6.7%. I put the subject property at 6.5%. Income capitalized comes out at 1,104,000. I have pictures of the subject property showing it's an older property in disrepair. You can look at exterior photos, boarded up windows. You can see some older structural repairs to the building. You can see that the brickwork, it's a masonry building. There's a lot of structural damage to the walls, which are structural. I measured the wall height. The wall height average is 12 feet. The two-story portion, likely 17 feet, over 2 stories. The site is not improved. It's pretty poor condition. There's a detached garage at the back of the property. I have interior photos showing the construction. You can see the low ceiling height as there's only 2 levels in the racking. You can see that some of the construction is ad hoc with some additional bracing. The floor is not level. It's broken up. There's some patching. Electrical service is old and not anywhere near the capacity someone would require for use of the building. I show the office finish on the second floor. Because of the ad hoc designs, very awkward layout. You go up one significant flight of stairs and then onto another. Possibly somebody's thoughts of design. I don't know why it exists that way, but it does. And that's it for my presentation.
Thank you. Mr. Das Mohammed, any questions of Mr. Mraz?
Yes, I do. Mr. Mraz, is there a retail component to this building?
It's like a warehouse retail, you could call it, yeah.
Did you have pictures of the retail section?
That's included in my report.
So which of that picture is the retail section?
They're all like, sorry again, I did not number the pages. If you go to the interior photos, past the exterior and the interior, you'll see that there's some racking there, and then there's some jars of food. That's the retail component.
So people come in there and buy right there?
Pardon me?
So people would come in there and buy from that section there right there?
Yeah, the 2-story section has a lower ceiling height, and it has I don't know why I don't have a photo of it, possibly because people were shopping at the time and I couldn't get photo with nobody in it. But there's a small section that they would have some produce. Just trying to get the area of that. Yeah, it's about 1,150 square feet of area that has some produce in it.
And you don't have a picture of that, correct?
No, I do not. I have a picture of it, but I don't have it in the report.
Okay, going back to your comparables, I noticed you didn't put addresses in some of those comparables.
Correct.
Is there a reason?
Yes.
And what is that reason?
The ones that don't have addresses are from appraisals I've done.
So how is one to verify if those are actually industrial properties or what the rent is on them? Or what the effective ages or the wall heights?
You just read my report for starters. Second of all, if we were actually sworn in, like we should have been, I would say it's based on my sworn testimony, but
You-
that part
You
was overruled.
were sworn in, Mr. Mraz, and so was
No, I
Mr.
wasn't.
Nassim Hamed. So
I was not.
you were so.
Oh, at the very beginning, my apologies. So based on my sworn testimony, I'm saying these are comparable. If you read the comments, suggest how I think they're comparable.
So these are on all industrial properties then?
Yes. 21, the ones with the addresses are from the MLS.
And how long are the leases on these properties? When did they start? Or you have the start date, but how long are they?
Yeah. They vary.
Looking at your cap rate chart, you don't have any addresses on there either.
No,
Is there a reason for that?
they're from appraisals.
So those are your cap rates that you've concluded?
Yeah.
And how did you conclude those cap rates? Were those tenanted properties?
Yes.
All of these were tenanted properties.
That's the only way you could come up with a cap rate. Yes.
So the subject sold in 2012 for $1,100,000. In 2012, it sold for $1,050,000. And in 2012, the subject sold for $1,050,000. In 2021, it sold for $1,100,000. And your appraisal or your assessment comes in at $1,104,000, basically at the sale price. And that's how you calculate it. I guess you're not trying to chase a sale there, is what I'm getting at.
No, what year was the sale? 2022. The building's falling apart. You look at my photos, the walls are falling down. This building's not worth, it's not even worth $1 million, but I was trying to be fair and reasonable.
Okay,
So
so
yeah, I don't need to chase a sale. The facts are the facts.
so your client bought the property in 2021. He said it was in good condition, and now it's falling apart, and it's only gone up by $4,000.
It's subjective when he says it's in good condition. Where do you get that from, and how do you conclude it was in good condition?
Well, you said it's average, so that's subjective also.
And I said the building is fair, quality at best. The two-story addition, I would say, is average at best.
So
My
it's your
report says it's fair to average condition.
So it's your professional opinion that industrial property values basically stayed the same from 2012 to 2025 on Inkster.
No, that's a gigantic leap.
Those are all my questions. I do have rebuttal. Thank you.
Okay, Mr. Dustbahn, we'll ask questions first of Mr. Moraz,
Yeah, yeah,
and then you can present your rebuttal.
sure. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Mr. Kolochuk, do you have any questions?
Yes, I do. I'm interested in your comparables that you've shown here. You've shown 11 of them. Are any of those anywhere close to the Inkster Industrial Park at all, sir?
I don't know if
Doesn't
they're
appear
in
to be.
the,
That would be the question.
yeah, I don't know if any are in the Inkster Industrial Park or not. I don't know. For clarification,
Okay.
the first seven are warehouse buildings. The 8 through 11 is a second story office.
Fair enough. And you felt that that was comparable to the subject property, sir?
Yeah, I think that these are providing indication of the subject is used as a grocery warehouse, targeted warehouse sales.
Okay. And I'm curious, you are an appraiser by trade, sir?
Yeah,
You're an ACI.
yeah. Well, I'm an AACI and a DAC.
Okay, thank you. Um, I see you've used a market rent of $7 a square foot, and you show me a list of properties from anywhere from what it is. It looks like $4 all the way up to, oh, sorry, $1.65 all the way up to $10. Do you think this is reasonable considering these locations are really close by to the Inkster Industrial Park, sir?
The subject property is an atypical building. It's not, it wouldn't even be, at best, it would be miscellaneous industrial. It operates
Well,
as
it is
warehouse
what it is, right?
sales. Sorry?
It is what it is, though, right? You still have to come up with a value for it, sir.
And I did. If you let me finish, I'm saying that the building is marginal. It has limited utility for anything. So the comparables I've chosen were similar spaces, offered similar utility. They may not all be in Inkster Industrial Park. I'm not going to compare to the property to an $85,000 or 85,000 square foot grade B industrial property that's owned by a REIT. My comparables represent generally similar properties in utility, wall
Fair enough.
height, age,
All
level of
right.
finish. For example,
And
280 Burnell Street is the low end of the range. It's $1.65 a square foot net. It's a former curling club located just off Portage Avenue. The space was leased to have a flea market, was the intention of use of the building. So my thoughts were that is a similar utility to the subject property. The subject property has no advantage of being on Inkster Boulevard. It has 100 feet of frontage. It's not a property of choice for any industrial user. It's a personal storage and some warehouse sales.
all right, I think those are my questions for the moment. I will also, oh, well, I guess I could ask one further question. At $8.75 for shortfall, this is based on your experience with respect to shortfall, sir?
Yeah.
All right. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Kolochuk. Mr. Arnell, any questions?
I don't have any questions, thanks.
Okay, I can indicate, Mr. Morales, that I had some questions on your comparables, but I don't think I'll help delve into it further. I think that Mr. Colachuga has done a good job on that, and so I'm not going to. But I do note, though, that I have a hard time comparing the property, for example, with a former curling rink that has got residential properties on all sides of it. I don't know if your comparables are fair, and if you want to tell me that they are based on what I just said, I'll give you the opportunity of doing so because that's where I'm leading now. So I'm giving you the opportunity of getting me to lean another way, maybe.
Well, 280 Burnell Street is just located north of Portage Avenue. No?
Curling Rink itself is on Burnell, which is a pretty well residential street, and I don't think it compares to the industrial area. Do you?
Like I said, the thoughts behind the selection of the comparable sales is based on the building utility.
Okay.
You
know
have
what?
buildings like this located, I could have included a comp from Transcona that was on Victoria Avenue that right in a residential neighborhood, and it's also just general warehouse sales. The building, that's all this building has utility for. It has a 12-foot wall height, so there's not much you can do with the building.
Okay, so you couldn't find any similar properties you're telling us then in the Inkster industrial area to the subject property. So you have to go outside.
Yeah, no, there's nothing. Most of them are far superior quality on way larger lots.
Okay, thank you. That's my questions. Mr. Das Mohammed, you see you have some rebuttal.
Yes, I do. I've sent it already into Mrs. Harlan.
Okay, well, take a look at it then.
Mr. Chair, I've sent the rebuttal to the applicant and I've put the rebuttal in the OneDrive file for you and the panel members.
Thank you very much. I'll download it now.
Oh.
Okay, I don't have it. I guess I'll have to refresh again.
The title is 1301 Inkster.
Yeah.
2027 RA-26-562 rebuttal
Yeah.
to applicant evidence.
Got it.
Thank you. I have it also.
All right.
And I'm just opening up, if you give me a minute.
That's the old.
The last thing I have is a rebuttal at Pellin 27 minutes ago. I'm trying to refresh again. Sorry.
The name of the document, Mr. Chair, starts with 1301 Inkster. -2027 RA.
Okay, I'm looking. Okay, I found it. Sorry. Okay, got it. I guess I had it all the time. I was not looking properly. So my apologies, but I have it now. So Mr. Dust Mohammed, if we all have it now, so you can proceed.
Okay, the rebuttal is just to the comparables that the applicant has chosen. I couldn't verify index 1, 2, 8, 6, and 10 as there was no addresses listed. So 280 Burnell, again, it's a curling club. That's the puck on it. This is not an industrial building. 2166 Notre Dame. That's located in the St. James industrial area, approximately 7 kilometers from the subject. I don't know which unit number it is, but this is west of King Edward. I do believe that this is similar to Inkster area. It is close to the Route 90, but it is not on a major artery. No, it's on the corner of Notre Dame and Sherwin, I believe.
Am I gonna be able to ask questions on this rebuttal after?
Yes?
Okay.
Okay, please proceed, Mr. Das Mohammed.
Okay. Again, the subject has a leasable area of over 11,000 square feet. That comparable is at 3,500 square feet. So these are not comparable. And again, it's a multi-tenanted building. On page 3, 1466 Arlington. This is the corner of Arlington and Magnus. This is an old building. It's in a residential neighborhood. This is not comparable to the subject property. It's just older stock and the location is not similar. On page 4, 111 or 1117 Empress Street. This is located in the St. James industrial area, again, approximately 7 kilometers from the subject. It's multi-tenanted. The applicant states that there's 29 parking stalls. Obviously, they're not all located to one tenant. It's an inferior location and quality. Oh, that was the other thing. The applicant states that the rent here was $8.50. It's actually $8.75. So again, I wasn't able to verify the other properties that don't have the addresses beside them. So I'm not sure if you can take them as their as industrial buildings or what the actual rent is on that. On page 5, you'll see the tenant roll from Empress. It's the very bottom there, 1117E. I think the E stands for Empress. They're charging $8.75 there. And then on page 7, 485 St. Anne's, that's a retail store. It's not industrial. Same with 929 Nairn on page 8. It's a retail store. 635 Corden Avenue on page 9. Again, it's a retail store. So I don't think all these comparables that are listed here are actually comparables. And that's my rebuttal. I'm open to questions. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Das Mohammed. Mr. Miraz, questions?
Yes, again, I caution the assessor with making bold statements
Right now, you're asking
that
questions.
may not be
Excuse
true.
me. Excuse me.
And my questions are, you say that, well, we'll start with Burnell Street. The chair indicated that this is a residential building surrounded by houses. I don't see any houses in this picture. The building itself, like it's clearly written in my report, it says former curling club, now planned use as a flea market space. The assessor calls me a liar repeatedly. You can Google this property and you'll see that the intent was for a flea market space. Again, when I have included the property address, the information is obtained from MLS. That's what I'm relying
right now
on.
you're asking, excuse me, right now you're making a statement, you're asking questions. I'll let
Yeah,
you
I'm
ask those questions.
clarifying that the assessor had called me a liar, saying I'm lying about information, and I'm saying that you can,
Ask
the
Mr. Doss.
information is on MLS.
Okay, our protocol is for you to ask questions, and you can make it. I'll get you to a summation, and you can say whatever you want in that summation. But if you have any questions of Mr. Das Mohammed, ask them now.
Okay, you said 2166 Notre Dame Avenue is not a comparable location. It's located on the corner of Notre Dame and what was the other street?
I believe he said Sherwood Road.
Yeah, and you're saying that that's an inferior location to Inkster?
Yes,
Why is it inferior?
Inkster is a major artery. Notre Dame past on the west side is not a major artery. It's
Why do you say it's not a major artery?
The tenant that's located at
My question is why, I'm talking about Notre, my question
Excuse
is
me, Mr.
regarding Notre
Miraz.
Dame
Mr.
Avenue.
Miraz, let Mr. Das Mohammed answer. If you have another question after
He's
that,
not answering my question.
he was answering your question.
No,
Let him,
he went on about
you didn't like
tenants.
the answer you're getting, maybe, but he was answering it.
No, that's not true. I don't mind any answers he's given.
Okay, let him
Boy,
answer.
you're unprofessional. In a way, how do you say Notre Dame Avenue is not a major traffic
He
artery?
was doing so.
2166 is not located on Notre Dame. It's on the corner of Notre Dame, but if you look at the picture, it faces the street opposite of Notre Dame. It's not on
Notre Dame is not a major traffic artery. So I don't understand how this is not.
Okay, well,
how
if
this
you
is
don't understand, you
inferior.
don't understand. The other thing, I'll just 2080 Burnell, the parcel use code on there is curling rink. It's not an industrial warehouse. So that is not a comparable. So
Yes, it's
nobody called you a
comparable.
liar, and don't put words in my mouth saying that I'm calling you a liar, okay?
You are calling me a liar repeatedly.
His evidence differs from yours. You both have different perspectives. I haven't heard anybody call anybody a liar other than you referring to that, Mr.
Well, then you
Miraz.
have to listen.
And be respectful,
closer.
please.
Okay, moving on. 1466 Arlington, you said that it was an older building and it wasn't comparable because it was an older building. Is that correct?
I'm saying if you look at the pictures, look at the stock, the picture of the building, this is nowhere comparable to our subject property at 1301 Inkster. And that's my opinion.
Why do you say that? It's
Because that's my opinion.
masonry construction, no?
That is my opinion.
You said it's older stock. What year was it built?
The building looks like it's falling apart. There's boarded windows in the front. This is on Arlington and Magnus.
That's
We know
very
what the area around there is like. This is
That's
not
very similar to the
comparable.
subject property.
Now,
Wouldn't
that is
you
my
agree?
opinion, and that's where I'm standing by, and that's what I'm standing by.
Okay, when you gave your opinion that it has boarded up windows
Mr.
and
Miraz,
falling
Mr.
apart,
Miraz,
when you
you're
look
being
at my
argument.
pictures
Mr.
of the
Miraz,
subject property,
I have to
does it not show boarded
Mr.
up
Miraz,
windows?
don't talk over me.
I'm
not trying to be
talking.
disrespectful.
I don't even
Excuse
hear
me.
you talking.
I want to finish saying what I'm going to say. Don't argue with Mr. Das Mohammed. He'll give his answer. If you don't like them, proceed with your next question. But don't argue with him. You're here to ask questions right now, not have an argument.
Okay, on 1466 Arlington, you had just said it has boarded up windows. When you look at the pictures of the subject property, do you see any boarded up windows?
There's windows that have been patched over right in the front. If you look at the picture on the second picture on page 3, you could see where the windows used to be.
My question is that when you said that 1466 Arlington Street has boarded up windows, patched over
Okay,
windows.
I'm sorry, I misspoke. So what I'm saying is there used to be windows, now there's no windows. And again, Arlington is not similar to Inkster.
So when you look at 1466 Arlington Street, you see patched over windows, boarded up windows, what have you. it's inferior to 1301 Inkster because of this. However, when you look at my pictures from 1301 Inkster, do you not see any boarded up or patched over windows?
Yeah, like I said, we asked to inspect that building, but you denied us.
My
and
question is, when you
so
look at
I
the
don't
photos
trust your
in my
photos.
brief
I don't
of
trust
the
your
subject
photos.
property, do you not see any boarded up windows?
If the pictures are there, Mr. Barraza, will speak for itself. You can point it out to us in your summation if you wish to, and you're free to
But
do
he
that.
can't
if you want
answer
to.
the question. He's the one who brought up boarded up windows.
You're the one who
I
can.
didn't bring that up. He brought it up and said that
If
it's
you think that's
comparable is not comparable because it has boarded up windows.
if you think it's important,
In fact, my property has boarded up windows too. Like,
you can tell us that in your summation, which I'll give you an opportunity of making. Please
no,
go
I'm
on.
tired. I'm tired of wasting my time in front of this board. 117 Empress, you said is an inferior location. Why do you think that's an inferior location?
Because Inkster Industrial brings in better rents, in my opinion.
Well, for 2166 Notre Dame Avenue. I don't understand. You're saying that this entire building is owner occupied. Is that correct?
Sorry, which one are you on?
2166 Notre Dame Avenue.
Yeah, I
You've
didn't say it
written
was.
here
I didn't
that
say
the
it was owner
building is owner
occupied. You said it was
occupied.
10.
Sorry, you're talking over me. I can't hear you.
I never said it was owner occupied.
It says here, applicant indicates comparable lease area of 3,500 square feet in multi-tenanted building. Oh, you're saying the subject is owner occupied.
Where?
In a multi-tenanted building, subject has leasable area of. Okay. I understand what you're saying there. This other blacked out stuff. What is this saying? I don't know what page. When did you put this together?
What is your question?
When did you put this rebuttal evidence together?
Before the hearing, sometime before the hearing.
Just now while we were having the hearing.
No,
What
it
is this on page 5?
What do you mean? What is it? It's a master tenant role for the building that you're showing there. On
What building? What building is this?
Empress 11. Page 4, 5, and 6 relate to 111 or 1117 Empress Street.
And
You indicate a rent of $8.50 per square foot. I don't know where you're getting that from. Here's the master tenant roll that was submitted. There's $8.75 is the rent in place there.
So what does page 5 tell us?
Pardon me?
So page 5 tells us there's 4,950 square feet leased.
You know, Mr. Barraza, it's not that I don't want to ask you to ask questions, but where are we going with this?
Well, he's saying that the rent is $8.75. He's saying that I had said it's $8.50. He implied that I was either lying or mistaken. His proof is this blacked out thing that we cannot see or understand, and it has $8.75 here. This common area estimate, taxes estimate. As I said earlier, my evidence with an address is taken from MLS.
That's fine.
So again, I caution this assessor with his conduct and what he is saying.
You know what? It's not you're
No
saying.
more questions for this rebuttal.
That's fine, thank you. Mr. Arnell, do you have any questions?
No questions.
Mr. Qualichukwu, do you have any questions?
Mr. Mohammed, could you just, I'm just curious, 2166 Notre Dame Avenue, that is west of the Red River campus, is it not? Red River,
Yes.
and it's directly, almost directly across from Brookside Cemetery, is it not?
Yes, it is, but the building faces
A
the
street
other,
in front of it.
right, yeah.
Okay. Thank you very much. Those are my questions.
Okay, and I don't have any questions. So we've heard all the evidence. I will allow both parties, if they wish to do so, to give us a quick summation. You don't have to, but I'll allow you to do so. And then we're going to close this hearing.
I'm good, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Mr. Mohammed. Mr. Arnell. I mean, Mr.
No,
Arnell,
no,
Mr.
no.
Mr. Miraz.
No, I have nothing to add.
Okay, well, thank you very much for your attendance, and you will hear from us. And we'll now close this hearing and go on with the next matter. So thank you for attendance, Mr. Miraz. You know what I think? I think that before we go on with the next matter, I think it's the two matters from Ryan that are being heard. Maybe we can use at least a 5-minute break.
Yes, Mr. Chair, I will,
Is everybody good with a 5-minute break now?
Absolutely.
Okay, so
What time will we be back?
so when we come back at, let's make it, we'll come back at 2:45, which is 8 minutes.
Okay.
Okay, thank you.
Okay,
Thank you.
Mr. Chair.
Yes.
Just to let you know, one of the applicants that had, oh. Mr. Chair, just to let you know, one of the applicants that was not present at the beginning is waiting now. And that's 238 Dufferin Avenue. I think you're on mute, Mr. Chair. You're still muted, Mr. Chair.
Okay. Hello? Can you hear me now?
Hello? Now I can hear you.
Okay, we'll go on then with that matter, and we'll then after that go on to the two with Ryan.
Actually, it's MNP, just for your information.
Okay,
Okay, thank you very much. I'll take us offline.
thank you.
Thank you. We're online, Mr. Chair.
Thank you, Mrs. Harland. We can next proceed then to item number 5. No, I'm sorry, item number 6 on the docket, 238 Dufferin Avenue, and we can swear in the applicant on that matter.
Yes, Mr. Chair. Just a moment, please. Mr. Applicant, would you please state your full name?
David Nishi Beckingham,
Thank you. Do you affirm that the evidence you are about to give at this hearing is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I so affirm.
Thank you.
Okay. Mr. Das Mohammed, we can proceed with that matter.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
Board Revision file number 26-925. Roll number 14001155500. Address is 238 Dufferin Avenue. Roll year is 2027. Reference date is April 1st, 2025. Assessed value is $2,784,000. Number of buildings is 1. Number of premises is 1. It's a 1-story building. Actual year built is 1970. Effective year built is 1977. Wall height is 21 feet. Zoning is manufacturing light. Land area is 42,539 square feet. Plan area is 31,305 square feet. Gross floor area is 34,383 square feet. Leasable area is 29,995 square feet. Land to plan area is 1.36 to 1. If you turn to page 10 of my brief, please.
Hey, we're there.
Okay, so the subject is located in the northwest quadrant of the city, and there's the map of the whole city showing where the subject is located. At the bottom is a close-up, so you can see it's close to Main Street, Higgins on one side. Yeah. And then on the following page is the subject parcel boundaries. Again, on page 12, just overhead with the parcel boundary, you can see that the subject encompasses an entire city block there. On page 13 is a site plan. And then on page 14 and top of 15 is just some overhead views of the subject property. On the bottom of page 15 is the street views from Google Maps. Same with page 16. You'll notice that there's driveways on the rear, on the front, parking on the sides, and parking right on the subject property also. On the following page is the building summary. Again, built in 1970, wall heights of 21 feet. Now, this is a food processing plant. It's City Bread Company Limited. Since it's a food processing plant, there are the food processing establishments in Winnipeg are subject to routine inspections to verify compliance with provincial regulations. And inspections are done on a regular basis. Inspections may include a review of the condition and suitability of the processing equipment, the facility layout, the sanitation, pest control measures, the building's interior and exterior conditions, etc. These requirements hold the subject property to a higher building standard than most basic warehouses or general purpose industrial facilities. So on the following page is just the what to inspect during food inspection. The bottom diagram there, you'll notice that one of the things that they look at is the building itself. How new is it? Is it renovated? What's the design like, the construction, and does it meet the provincial regulations? So on page 19, just some more info on the inspection, same with page 20. I did pull a status of title on page 21. There is a mortgage on the building for $3 million. It's a collateral mortgage. It was registered in December 30th, 2024. That's 3 months prior to the reference date. So if you turn to page 25, there's the mortgage instrument on page. So that mortgage is from the Business Development Bank. So on page 34, there's a little blurb from the Development Bank of Canada's website indicating they usually give a loan to value ratio, or sorry, they usually start at 85% loan to value or less. So they want to see somebody put up 85% of the equity before they give a loan, I would imagine. So the title shows the $3 million mortgage. Dealing with banks as an appraisal before in my previous life, I know that they would probably most likely send out an appraisal or get somebody to do an appraisal on it. So I'm thinking that if they're giving a $3 million mortgage, the value that they saw might be higher. So while the mortgage doesn't not establish a market value on its own, it does provide additional support to the value above the assessed amount that we have. And then again, in the appendix, I have some material from other outside companies. to support our evidence. On page 3, you wouldn't mind letting me know when you're there.
am there.
Okay,
Okay, so there are my comparables. All comparables are industrial warehouse properties. The search was expanded beyond the immediate market region to identify properties with similar leasable areas. So all leases are current in relation to the reference date. Effective built range from 1961 to 1984. Average wall heights range from 15 feet to 24 feet. Leasable areas range from approximately 26,000 square feet to 32,000 square feet. Net rents range from $8.25 to $9.68 per square foot. On the following page is our workup. So we're utilizing a net rental rate of $7.36 per square foot, a 4% market vacancy, 3% for non-recoverable expenses, and $4.25 for a vacancy shortfall. This yields an NOI of $245,000. Or sorry, 200,475. We capitalized NOI at 7.2%, and this results in an assessed value of $2,784,000. Again, according to the external industrial reports in the appendix, the Winnipeg industrial market remained fundamentally sound at the reference date. It was supported by low vacancies, moderately increasing rents, limited new supplies. There was continued demand for functional industrial space. Therefore, for the reasons stated above and the level of financing supported by the property, it is our opinion that the assessed value of $2,784,000 to be fair and equitable, and I respectfully ask that the board confirm the assessed value. And I'm open to questions. Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Nishi-Beckham, if you have any questions, you can ask them now.
Yeah, just a few questions. On your page number 3, you have 2 properties there at 201 Oak Point Highway. Those are the same properties, correct?
Yes, the reason I did that is because I believe that sorry, it's the same property, but it's 2 different tenants. So one went from March 1st, 2017. It was for 7 years, and the other one was started in October 2024 for 4 years.
Okay.
And
that
for
was
both,
that was a decrease in rent of 25
yeah,
cents,
there is a
right?
25-cent decrease in rent. Yeah.
333 debates. Is that a meat processing facility?
No. It's a different tenant. I'm not sure if I could. Usually black out the tenants because of privacy issues. It's not a meat packing facility.
The front is referred to as Encore Meats. Is that?
3 debates, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's not.
Okay. The 1695 Sargent Avenue. That's the mixed retail facility, is it not?
Sorry, which one again?
1695 Sargent.
I think it might be multi-tenanted.
It's multi-tenant, but there's retail facility there as well, correct?
It's a wholesaler, yes.
Yeah. Okay. And none of these are in the neighborhood of the subject then.
No, as I stated, I had to expand out to look for similar size properties.
Okay. You mentioned your loan to value ratio On page, to the right page here.
$34.
34, it's on it?
Yeah, I took a quote from.
Yeah, there it is, 34, yeah.
Yeah, that's the
But you don't,
quote.
that's what they typically do, but you don't know what the loan to value ratio. for
No,
the
I
site
don't know.
is, then.
I
Yeah,
just took
do
a
you?
quote from, I guess it's the senior account manager there.
Yeah. And then on page 25, it lists the titles on there.
Yes.
So there's a number of titles that are
Yeah,
that the mortgage take is covered, correct?
yeah.
And just I guess you refer to it as the land per area plan of 136. Do these comparables have a similar site coverage, or they have much more open space?
I couldn't tell you off the top of my head. What I did was I looked for leasable areas, so a tenant in area for that type of size. So like I said, some of these are multi-tenanted.
Okay, but you don't know what the site coverages are then?
No, I do not.
Okay, I'll just put that in argument then. Okay, yeah, no more questions.
Okay, thank you. Mr. Kolochukli, do you have any questions? You're muted. You're muted. Okay, thank you.
My apologies. I just wanted to make sure I heard the answer correctly. None of the locations that you've shown as rent comparables are food related in any way, are they?
No, I could not find a food related
Comparison?
tenant. Usually the larger, and if they're food, they're usually owner occupied, so it's just hard to find rents for that kind of.
Fair enough. That's those are my questions. Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Arnau, any questions?
My question's been answered.
Okay. I'm looking at the overall cap rate, Mr. Dos Mohammed, at 7.2. Would that be because of the area, or what do you think was the influence of that cap rate?
I think it's higher because it's such a big place and it's basically made for food. So if somebody was to buy it, there might be some risk to that, unless if they buy it for a food processing plant, I guess.
Okay, that's fair. Okay, that's my only question. Thank you. Okay, Mr. Nishabekam, you can then proceed with your evidence.
Great. Yeah, so just referring to my submission here, just page 1 and 2, just outlining the current assessment, current use, showing on page 3, showing the aerial site of the property, page 4, showing the location of the property, and page 5, just showing some photographs just to get the general idea of the subject property. It is majority of the site is covered, so it has a very high site coverage ratio. I looked for properties within the neighborhood to try and come up with a similar valuation. So I'm looking at page 6 here. It starts by showing the assessment calculations to come to the $2,784,000 market value, which worked out to $92.82 per square foot. I have tried to find 2 sales in the area, not very similar to the subject. I think they're inferior, but at 210 Dufferin and 793 Jarvis, one at $30 a square foot, and the other one at $71 a square foot, averaging at $50.82 a square foot. I looked at some equity in the area for similar types of properties, listed there at 2050 Dufferin, 265 Sutherland, 612 Dufferin, and 472 Dufferin.
Mr. Nishabekam,
yeah.
I'm just asking you here, are you comparing assessments on
In the equity component, those are the assessments, yes.
Yeah, so
Okay.
they're not really evidence that we accept. I'm not saying that I'm not gonna let you go forward, but the Board of Revision does not accept other assessments, as assessments are inherently a problem. That's why our board exists.
Yes,
Mhm.
I would agree with you on that. I'm just trying to get some benchmarks because really in the neighborhood, there really isn't any sales of similar type properties there.
And,
So,
and that's fair. That's
yeah,
fair. So, you know,
yeah,
I
yeah.
just pointed out here.
Once you go outside of the neighborhood of where it is, I think you have a very difficult time of trying to adjust for the neighborhood. So that's why I was looking within the neighborhood. And then the other one that I looked at is a listing so that's current at 740 Dufferin, currently listed at 41.58 a square foot. And based on those three, I'm looking at a proposed assessment of $70 a square foot, which comes up to 2,100,000 there. And those are the sales within the area.
Yeah. Okay, so the assessments, I can tell you that we really can't put a lot of weight on them. And the problem with showing a listing is it doesn't show what the property is sold for, and in fact, it's post-reference as well. So
Yes, yeah, no, I'm agreeing. I'm just trying to pull benchmarks
I
and
know.
and
I just try
let
to
the
point out
board
to
put
you.
weight. I'll put the board put whatever weight they want on it. That's
No, I
fine.
understand, and I know it's a
Yeah.
difficult property to
Yeah,
assess for you and for the
yeah.
assessment department. So, you know, that's probably why we're
That's why we're
here.
here.
Yeah. Okay, thank you.
Yeah, no, I do understand that. And so that's my submission. And the rest, I've just got details from the listings and the sales. The brochures are in the rest of the packaging.
Okay, thank you. Any questions, Mr. Das Mohammed?
Just one, Mr. Nishi Beckingham, you didn't provide a income workup, did you?
No, I did not. I did a comparison on rate per square foot.
Okay, that's all my questions. Thank you.
Okay, Mr. Kolochukwu, do you have any questions?
No, I do not have any questions at this time. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Mr. Arnell, do you have any questions?
No questions, thanks.
I don't either. I thank you for giving us information you did, Mr. Nishi Beckingham, and we'll do with it what we can. And thank you for your attendance.
Okay, just final submission, final.
Absolutely. I'm sorry. I should have given you the
Sorry.
opportunity. If you have a final submission, please make it.
Yeah, no, just final argument. I just wanted to put forward that, and I did mention it when we were talking about what evidence to accept, is it's very difficult to come up with an assessed value for the subject because it is of the location of where it is and that it's got a very high site coverage. I went through and looked at the assessors comparables, and they all have a much lower site coverage on them, and that would certainly require increased rents because you have much more room to move your trucks around for parking and that sort of stuff there. So I think overall, once I've done the best comparables that I can with what's in the neighborhood and comparing other benchmarks, I think my requested assessment is a fair value.
Okay, thank you. Mr. Dustman, do you have a final summation to put?
No, I'm good. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Okay, well, thanks again for your attendance. Thanks for the evidence you provided, and you'll hear from us.
Great, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Which item next, Mr. Chairman?
Yeah, okay, the next one will be 1535 Burroughs Avenue. I guess that's item number 8, and you can swear in the applicant for that matter, and I think the same applicant is also attending on 30 Midland as well.
No, excuse me.
Yes, Mr. Chair. Hello, Mr. Sharples.
Hello, everyone.
Well,
Just need to, okay.
we can swear Mr. Sharples in now?
Yes, Mr. Chair, thank you. Mr. Applicant, would you please state your full name?
Grayson Sharples.
Thank you. Do you affirm that the evidence you are about to give at this hearing is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
Thank you.
Okay, I know there's a preliminary matter on this that the assessment department is seeking non-cooperation.
Yes.
And do you have a position on that, Mr. Sharples?
We do. I mean, I was told to bring it up after, but we have a rebuttal document that we've submitted specifically to address the non-compliance.
Okay, well, we'll deal with that because we really have to settle that before we determine who goes first. So that's the first matter that we'll deal with. So I'll let Mr. Das Mohammed will proceed on his basis for seeking non-cooperation.
Okay, should I enter in the file number and roll number and all that?
Absolutely, absolutely. We're dealing with the matter.
Okay, thank you. Board revision file number 26-1266, roll number 14021553500. Address is 1535 Burrows. Roll year is 2027. Reference date is April 1st, 2025. Assessed value was $2,684,000. And yes, we are seeking non-compliance. And the reason being is if you turn to our page 2 there, you'll note that we have not had an income and expense mailer submitted since 2003, it looks like. Or sorry, 2011. So 2011 was the last one that was submitted to us. If you go to my page, 18, there was the letter that was sent out. So on April 1st, 2015, we requested a mailer be submitted. We sent it to 1535 Burroughs Avenue, or yeah, 15. I apologize, Mr. Chairman. My eyes are getting old. Yeah, 1525 Burroughs Avenue, and we did not receive a reply. If you turn to page 19, I just have some excerpts there from the act indicating that when we send out a notice and when it's mailed out, it's presumed to be received 5 days after. The act is there, and you can read that. On page 18, there was the address again on their tax mailer, and they did submit their tax payment. So the letters are getting out there. So that's my submission for that. And I'm open for questions.
Hey, first of all, Mr. Sharples, any questions?
Just one, thank you. Is there anywhere in your submission that you have proof that the income and expense mailer was delivered and received?
No, we used to put in the tracking information, but we have stopped doing that. So in the act in section 64.1 and 64.2, if you read there on page 19, under the act, when we mail a document or notice, it is deemed received the 5th day after that notice was mailed. So we did mail out all the documents, and it was deemed to be received. So on page 19 is just the excerpts from the act.
Okay, but there's no signature from
No,
the owner or
no.
anything. Okay. Okay, that's all my questions at this point. Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Ardell, do you have any questions?
No, none, thanks.
Mr. Coltrigo, do you have any questions?
I have no questions at this time.
And I don't either. Mr. Sharples, if you have an argument to put forward, we'll hear it.
Yeah, does everyone have the rebuttal document that we submitted? It's 79 pages.
I don't believe we have it yet.
Mr. Chair, I just put it in your OneDrive file and I need to send it to the assessor right now. You can
Okay.
just give me a couple of moments, please.
Yep.
Mr. Chair, I just sent it to the assessor, and has everybody found their rebuttal in the OneDrive file?
I'm just looking
Yes.
up right now. Yeah, rebuttal, I see it.
Yeah, 79 pages, yes.
Okay.
Okay, so if everyone's got it in front of them, this is kind of just a decision framework we've put together to determine whether the non-compliance penalty should be applied. And so how it works is it runs through 6 questions, and the answer to all 6 questions must be yes in order for the penalty to apply. So that would indicate that a valid request was made, reached the owner, went unanswered within 21 days. If the answer to any of the questions is no, this is where the burden of proof should not shift and there should be no deferral. So we indicate here that the most common failure is question number 3, that the assessor cannot prove that the request actually reached the owner. So on the second page, we have our questions. The first being, was the request sent, essentially? And the answer to that was yes. There was a valid section 16.1C income and expense request submitted. The answer to question 2, was it directed to an owner, user, or occupier? Again, that is yes. We have a valid request. And then question 3 is, did the request find its way to the owner? And the answer was no. There's no evidence that the mailer was received by the property owner. We have no way of knowing that. I mean, we don't know if they're aware that that this was sent to them. And because of that, we believe the non-compliance penalty should not be applied in this case. On page 3, we have some supporting authorities for that. The first one being the Leitcherson decision. And so the key holding in that was that the onus is on the assessor to establish not only that a request was made, but that it found its way to the owner. And we have all these decisions. This is pages 4 through 79 of this rebuttal. The next 3 decisions were Mo Investments, Boeing Canada, and 5531846 Manitoba. These all reference the Leitcherson decision, and this third question of whether the questionnaire was actually received by the owner. So in Mo Investments, it says that the certified mail signed by a tenant did not prove receipt by the owner, and the penalty was denied. In Boeing Canada, the key holding was that the registered letter signed by an L. Smith at a law firm address. This is not proof of authority or that it reached the owner, and the penalty was denied. And then in 5531846 Manitoba Ltd, the key holding was that the mailing was to the correct address for service. It was confirmed by receipt of tax bills and notices, which is similar to what we have here. The assessor indicated that they have paid their taxes, so they believe that it was sent to the correct address. But in this case, this still did not prove receipt of the income and expense requests, and the penalty was denied. And so we've included all these decisions, and we would ask that based on this, since there's no evidence that the owner received the income and expense mailer, that the penalty for non-compliance not be applied. And that concludes the rebuttal piece here. Thank you.
Thank you. Ms. Dawson-Helmet, if you have any questions, you can ask them.
Maybe just one. Mr. Sharples, you did indicate that the owner has been getting their tax bills. Is that correct?
Believe they have been getting their tax bill. Sorry, was the audio a little wonky for anyone else there, or was that something on my end?
Sorry, I just asked if your client has been getting the tax bills at 1535 Burroughs Avenue.
It seems as though they have. I mean, you'd indicated that they paid their taxes, so there's no issue of them not paying them. So clearly those are being received.
Okay, yeah, that's the only question I have. Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Colchuglu, any questions?
I have no. Well, actually, let me ask this. Have you spoken to the owner about this very issue, sir?
I have not personally, no.
And what would be your comment to the fact that it appears that the owner has not provided a mailer in a long time? I believe 2011 was the last one, Mr. Assessor, is that correct?
Yes, from our system, it shows 2011 was the last time one was sent.
And I guess I'm guessing, I'm just asking the question, does the owner just ignore them, or is there something going on that we're not understanding here, sir?
I can't say specifically the reasoning for it. My assumption would be that because it is owner occupied, this building, and my assumption would be that he doesn't feel like he has anything to report on the income expenses because it is just owner occupied. That would be my guess.
Okay, thank you very much, appreciate it.
Mr. Arnell, any questions? Mr. Arnell, are you there?
Just a moment, Mr. Chair, I'll check.
I see Jerry now.
Okay,
Mr. Arnell, if you have any questions on this matter of
Sorry about,
Sure.
no, I don't. Sorry about that.
no problem, no problem. Okay,
No
I've got
question.
two questions, but I think I'd like to direct them both to Mr. Das Mohammed. And the first one is, Mr. Das Mohammed, do you know if this letter that was sent would have a return address to the city of Winnipeg, would it not?
Sorry, I didn't catch that.
Would the letter that was sent out have a return address to the city of Winnipeg?
Yes.
And to your knowledge, did you check to see if it was ever returned?
No, I haven't checked. When it does get returned, they go into our document server, but I have not checked. And the other thing I might state is we probably do have tracking info for all the other years. We don't have it for this year. This is when we changed the way we enter evidence now. We just enter the how the act is stated.
Okay, and that's my next question. Has the act been amended since the decisions that Mr. Sharp is referring to took place?
Not to my knowledge.
So the same legislation was in effect then when those decisions were rendered as is now?
Yes.
Do you know why the city changed its protocol?
I think since the strike, the mail strike. Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Sorry, Mr. Chairman, could I just redirect to Mr. Das Mohammed? What part of the legislation is the department relying on for service, as you said, by within 5 days being
Yes.
accepted in their minds?
Yeah, so if you turn to my page 19.
Thank you.
So this is the excerpt from the Manitoba Municipal Act, Assessment Act, 1641B. It says, deemed to be received on the 5th day after the notice or document is mailed.
Okay, do you know if this is now being done universally by the city of Winnipeg?
No, I don't know, to my knowledge, but my department, I have started hearing that in the industrial department.
Thank you very much. So,
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you. Much appreciated.
Okay. If there's no other questions, I think then we're going to go into camera and make a determination on whether or not to allow the city's application for non-cooperation.
Just a moment, please, Mr. Chair. I will take the applicant and put them in the meeting room or waiting room, as well as the assessor. All right, Mr. Chair, I'll go take us, put us in camera. Just a moment, please.
Thank you, Mrs. Harland.
We're back online, Mr. Chair.
Thank you. Okay, Mr. Sharples, Mr. Dusselham, we've made a decision, and I can tell you quickly that we are going to grant the city's non-cooperation request. And the reason why we feel that it is proper to do so is the legislation does give the ability of sending a letter by ordering mail, and it's deemed received 5 days after posting. It didn't come back to Mr. Dusselman's knowledge, and the tax bills are going there. So we believe that it was received. Also, your indication that the applicant doesn't respond to that is he feels that there's nothing to respond to as he is owner occupied. It's not helpful because the city needs this information for preparing its model, and the expenses itself would be helpful to that model. So on that basis, we are granting the order, and you can proceed with your evidence on the matter at this point. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Chair. I will just say quickly that that was purely speculative, that he wasn't submitting it because it was owner occupied. I've not talked to him about it. I can't confirm whether that's the case. That was just my guess, but totally understood. I will begin on page 6 of my brief. So this is just the executive summary. So you could skip the subheading with the onus here, and I'll jump to the specific deficiency in the record. So here, in this case, for this property, the single most decisive deficiency in the record is the capitalization rate. So the net operating income has been capitalized at 4.65%. This is below the 20th percentile that was reported by the city of Winnipeg and below the low end of every third-party market provider. So this is Colliers, CBRE, and Cushman and Wakefield. So there's no property-specific factor that supports a rate this low. So this is the main source of our concern for the assessment of this property. Market evidence we've used is the published industry data from Colliers, CBRE, Cushman, and Altus, and the published rates from the city of Winnipeg. So we respectfully request that the 2027 assessment value be revised from $2,684,000 to $2 million. Page 7, we kind of have this statement of onus and legal framework. I'll just focus on section 3.2 here for this. So in MMB order A95-149, this is Marion Holdings. The board ruled that on appeal, the assessor is required to evaluate the subject property directly and establish value using site-specific evidence. So there are some site-specific concerns with this property that we'll address later on, and we believe should warrant a cap rate premium. On page 8, we define the issues. Can go through some of this pretty quickly. We have no concerns with the property classification, highest and best use, or the approach to value. We agree that the income approach should be used. We don't contest the approach itself, only the cap rate. And then the specific disputed variables we've listed here the market rent per square foot in section 11.1. We've taken a look at some rental comparables, but the basis of our request is strictly focused on the capitalization rate. On page 9, we have the physical characteristics of the property. I believe this was read in initially, so we don't need to spend too much time on it. Pages 10 through 13, I guess through to page 14, essentially, we have some photos of the subject property. So these were taken by a colleague of mine who went to see the property. We do have a note. Actually, you know what? I'll bring that up later. Page 15. We have the assessor's valuation summary. So again, the potential income listed here at 134,700. We're not going to challenge that at all. In fact, if you reference page 16 as well, we have a similar breakdown, and highlighted is the cap rate. So the assessed cap rate was 4.65, as I mentioned earlier, and we're requesting that be adjusted to 6.25%. And that's what brings us to our requested value of $2 million. Pages 17 and 18, we just have some general commentary on the approaches to value and some assumptions. I don't believe I need to spend time on that. Nor on page 19. So if I could just bring everyone's attention to page 20. So as mentioned briefly earlier, we did take a look at some rental comparables. So the assessment applies a rental rate of $8.98 per square foot. We've identified 7 comparable leases. These generally range from $5 a square foot to $8.05 per square foot. So again, I mean, we do have comparables or photos of these comparables on page, I believe it beginning on page 29. But again, we're not disputing the assessed rental rate. We're purely using this as corroborating support that the current assessment is too high. And on page 21 is kind of the cap rate argument, which is the bulk of our concerns here. So brief description on what cap rates are and methodology. I think everyone here understands what that is. So just 22 is where we've kind of highlighted these third-party reports that we've referenced, as well as the range that has been provided by the city of Winnipeg. So we see city of Winnipeg, they report from the 20th to the 80th percentile. That's from 5.3 to 7%. Colliers is reporting 6.5 to 7.5, CBRE 7 to 8, and Cushman 6 to 6.75. And so again, the assessor's applied cap rate of 4.65 is significantly below all of these. And for that reason, we are requesting a cap rate of 6.25%. On page 23, here we have some discussion on the property specific cap rate adjustments. So the owner has communicated to us that there are site specific security efficiency or deficiencies here. So one of the issues he's indicated is in 2025 they had to spend $25,000 on non-cut metal that they had to weld to the fence to deter break-ins. So if we jump up quickly back to page, let's say it was 11. Yeah, pages 11 and 12. We can see figure 6 on page 11 and figure 9 on page 12. This is the new fencing they had to install, and figure 7 as well, it looks like up there. So that's install new fencing. There were break-ins happening at the property. Back on page 23, it's indicated that several of their vehicles have been broken into. So people have been smashing windows, stealing batteries. So it's $800 to replace each battery and $1,200 to replace each windshield. And they've had air conditioning units that have been destroyed on multiple occasions at a cost of $4,000 each. So these are some site-specific issues that we believe should lead to an upward adjustment to the cap rate, call it a risk premium. So they need increased security, and we just believe that this would support a higher cap rate relative to the market. And so just quick conclusion on the cap rate. So the applied rate of 6.25 is supported by the third-party market reports and the City of Winnipeg's own range. So that 6.25 falls within the range of each of these that we outlined on page 22. And the assessor's rate of 4.65 for the cap rate is not supported. It is below the range, their own range, the 20th percentile range, and that's not even taking into consideration all these site-specific security issues that the property is experiencing. On page 24, we've kind of gone over these deficiencies in the assessor's record. So again, the 13.1 here is the unsupported cap rate. So I've highlighted that a couple times. It is below the range of everything that's been reported. And then 13.2 is the model NOI versus the site-specific NOI. And so again, here we mentioned the Marion Holdings decision, where the assessor is required to evaluate the subject directly using site-specific evidence. And to that, we would point to the security concerns at the subject property. And in the bottom of the page, section 14, we have relevant legislation. And the main one I want to point to here is 14.3, recent Board of Revision orders. So this property was appealed last year, went to a hearing, and the value was reduced from $2,632,000 to $2,037,000. The decision is included in this submission on page 32. So page 32 and 33. So there's no specific indication in this decision of what was changed. Just indicates that it was based on evidence presented by both the complainant and the respondent. I will note, however, that it was a similar argument that we had presented in support of an increased capitalization rate, and the board did agree and reduce the value accordingly. So on page 25, just in conclusion, and everything beyond this page is essentially our appendix. We have hearing notice, photos of comparables, that decision I referenced, and the City of Winnipeg assessment methodology. But in conclusion, we are not requesting any change to the applied rental rate, although we have provided some rental comparables to indicate that the assessed rate may be too high. We're just requesting an increase to the applied capitalization rate based off third-party market data, the City of Winnipeg's own guidelines on capitalization rates, and site-specific security issues that we believe warrant a cap rate risk premium. And so based on that, we are respectfully requesting that the board consider reducing the assessment value to $2 million. And that concludes the presentation. Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Das Mohammed, any questions?
Yes, please. Mr. Sharples, is your client the original owner of the building?
I believe he might be. I don't think we have any evidence in our submission of this. I believe I may have seen in an email that they built this building.
Okay, so since 2003, I believe, correct?
That is when the building was built, yes.
And you would agree that over the last 2 years, industrial properties have increased in values?
Generally, yeah, I think you could generalize and say that. I'm sure there's some that have decreased in value. I believe the owner disagrees with that, given all the security threats for his property specifically. I think he would make the argument that it's gone down, but for the overall market, yes, I could agree with that.
And the wall height of 24 feet, that would be pretty good for industrial building, you would agree?
I would agree with that, yeah.
And same with the land to plan area, 4.3 to 1.
Yeah, I would agree.
Is there a retail component to this building? Do people come in? Like on one of your pictures here,
I guess on again, it was my colleague who was at this property, not myself, but based on figure 19 on page 14, yeah, it looks like there's some component of that.
and being a retail component, I take it customers come onto the property. There would be regular ongoing maintenance and upkeep, I would imagine, upkeep.
I can't say with any certainty, but
Fair enough. Okay, I think those are all my questions. Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Colachuga, any questions?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Grayson, the subject property looks to be in good condition. Would you agree?
yeah, reasonable condition, I'd say, yeah.
So this is a newer build from 2003, correct?
Yeah, it was built in 2003.
Okay. And it doesn't seem to, it's got some sort of retail component to it. It seems to have adequate parking, etc. Yes.
Yeah, it does have the retail area. I'm not too sure about the parking. I know it's an obscure lot shape, but try to zoom into the overhead. Yeah, I don't. I'd say I agree generally. I'm not sure about the parking, although there's clearly maybe I'd say 5 to 10 stalls based on figures 1 and 2, the pictures of the building.
All right. And you have said you are accepting the city's rents and expenses that have been deducted by the model. I'm based on what you've said so far. Yes.
Yeah, we've provided the comparable leases to show that it might be too high, but I mean our main concern was with the capitalization rate. I think if we were to stack the capitalization rate request with a lower rental rate, that would be an unreasonable value request from us. So we've decided to accept the applied rent while also providing some comparable leases that could show that it's reasonably could be a little bit lower.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Sharples. Appreciate your answers. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Arnell, any questions?
I'm good, thanks.
Okay. Yeah, Mr. Sharples, thank you for answering all the questions that Mr. Colachuga asked, because I was similarly wondering. The property appears from all the photographs and everything I've seen, and I've looked at both evidences because they were before us, and I always like to prepare for these hearings. And yeah, the property looks very good as far as I can tell, and you answer the questions honestly, and I think you agree with that. But your main argument is cap rate, though.
Mhm.
And but I'm looking at the rents that the city has and their comparables, and it appears from that, as long as they're reasonable, and we'll know better after Mr. Das Mohammed is able to present. But it looks to me like maybe the model under assessed the property because they gave it a very, very reasonable rental rate for the type of building that it is and where it's located. Would you not agree with that?
Yeah, I think they've provided some reasonable rental rate comparables as well. I think that kind of contributes to the fact that we haven't raised that as a concern.
No, for sure.
Yeah.
For sure. And when you have reasonable rental rates, you also then usually don't have a vacancy problem because that's the type of property that's going to attract tenants. And even though you have a vacancy factor of 4%, it's probably not going to realize that if the rents are so low. But you're still getting the rights to claim a 4% vacancy, even though the rents are low. Is that correct?
Yeah, that is correct. I mean, that's applied to every industrial property in the market region.
And reasonably it should be. But because if you were to sell the property, I mean, there's always a fact if somebody's going to rent it out, there's going to be some vacancies that could go forward. But at the same time, a low rental rate, would that not influence somebody to maybe, when they bought it, pay a lower cap rate? Because they can make it up by increasing the rent and making up on the other side by increasing the NOI.
Yeah, it could be. At the same time, yeah, I think it was the security concerns um, that kind of led to the need for a premium. And I don't think that the property deserves to have a cap rate applied that is so far below the low end of the range in the market.
That's fair. Okay, I have no further questions. Mr. Das Mohammed, you can proceed with your evidence.
Okay, thank you very much. Maybe I'll just keep this short. If we turn to our page, my page 12, we'll just look at some overhead pictures of the property. Once you're there, if you can let me know.
Okay.
Okay, so just the overhead pictures, the property does look like it's in good shape. Although it's irregular, it's still in good shape. Page 13 at the top there, you could see there's all kinds of parking on the one side there. And then right in front of the building, there's some more parking. And if you look at page 13 at the bottom there, you could see more parking there. On page 14 at the rear, there's some good loading docks. And to be reasonable, I think I agree with Mr. Sharples that our rate is a bit too aggressive. And in regards to the question about crime, unfortunately, crime's been like that throughout the city. It's not just one area, so we see crime everywhere, and especially in industrial parks, crime is there. I think that's just the cost of doing business. But in regards to the cap rate, I am willing to compromise here. I could live with a cap rate of, just give me 1 second. Yeah, I could live with a cap rate of 5.25, which would work out to $2,378,000. And that's my recommendation.
5.25 you indicated?
A $2,378 based on a 5.25 cap rate.
And that's a recommendation then?
Yeah, and that brings it onto our 20th percentile there.
And Mr. Sharples, you don't have to accept it, but you can. And that would complete this matter.
We wouldn't accept it just because we'd like to run it by the owner before doing that generally.
For sure.
But I
For sure.
would say that that significantly like it does kind of address some of our concerns here. So I
Okay,
do-
and that's fair. And you know what, really, the fact of the matter is you're gonna make a decision on this anyway. And you know, so you can leave it with us and we'll do that.
Mr. Chairman, sorry, could you repeat the number again for me, please, Mr. Dos Mohammed?
It's a cap rate of 5.25% and works out to $2,378,000.
Thank you. Sorry for interrupting again.
Okay, anything else you want to put forward, Mr. Das Mohammed?
No, that's all I have. Thank you.
Okay.
I'm open to questions, otherwise.
Yeah, and Mr. Sharples can ask them now.
Yeah, the only questions were going to be related to page 6 and just the cap rate table about this single tenant. I mean, we've all kind of acknowledged that it is a decent quality. So I guess just for the sake of asking the question, would you agree that the initial assessed cap rate is significantly below everything that's been reported in the table on page 6?
I wouldn't say it's significantly below. It's in our range, but I do agree with some of the things you said that the building maybe could use a little higher cap rate.
Okay, thank you. I appreciate that. That's all I have for questions.
Thank you. Well, we'll then close this matter and proceed with the last matter on our docket today, which is.
Hang on,
Sorry.
Mr. Chairman. I think both myself and Mr. Arnell need to
Oh, if you have questions for clarification, I'm sorry. I assume.
Just give us the opportunity.
Absolutely. Sorry about that, Mr. Colatrulio. Please ask any questions you might have now.
I have no further questions, but I just wanted to make sure that we followed procedure, sir.
And that's fine, and I appreciate that. Mr. Arnell, any questions?
Yeah, 5.25 is the confirmed number you presented with, right? Cap rate?
That's the recommendation.
Yeah, okay, thank you. That's
Okay.
all I have.
And I have no questions either. So now I can go on and indicate that we've completed this matter, and we'll proceed now to the last property on our docket today, which is the property being item 11 at 30 Midland Street. And Mr. Mohammed, you can proceed when you're ready.
Yeah. Yes, Board of Revision file number 26-1262. Roll number 130016621000. Address is 30 Midland. Roll year is 2027. Reference date is April 1st, 2025. There's 3 buildings, 3 premises, and 1 story. Actual year built ranges from 1914 to 1980. And the effective year built ranges from 1970 to 19. Wall heights range from 15 feet to 22 feet. Zoning is manufacturing heavy. Land area is 63,922 square feet. Plan area is 41,882 square feet. There's a basement of 14,299 square feet. Gross floor area and leasable floor area are both 56,181 square feet. Land to plan area is 1.53 to 1. On the following page, you'll notice that the last sale on the property was approximately 18 years ago at 1.65 million. If you turn to my page 10, let me know when you're there.
Okay.
Okay, so on the top there is the map of the subject property. It's located in the northwest quadrant of the city. At the bottom, just a closer view of the city or of the project. Sorry, of the subject, and it's located in the St. James Industrial Market. On the top of page 11 is the parcel boundaries for the subject property. At the bottom is the site plan. On page 12 is the overhead view. Same with top of page 13, and then bottom of page 13 is street view of the subject property. Same with page 14 at the top and the middle there. And then we have some inspection photos. This property was inspected after the last time we had this at the Board of Vision. I believe Mr. Sharpo's colleague, Mr. Horsberg, was supposed to come with us at the time, but there was an issue and he couldn't make it. So we had an FA go out there, a field assistant, on October 29th, 2025, and these are the pictures that he's taken. So the overhead doors there, and then I believe the other pictures here, the other picture on bottom of page 14, right-hand corner, that's the picture from the basement. And then page 15, those are all basement pictures. So as you can see, the basement is being utilized. It's being tenanted by Northwest Company, I believe. And then page 16 is the pictures from the warehouse. So on page 16, on page 17, it looks like there's some kind of showroom on page 17. I'm not sure if customers are going into that or not. And I don't believe I got an answer from our field assistant either on that. On page 18 is the building summary. Again, it was built between 1914 and so two sections in 1914, one section in 1976, and another section in 1980, encompassing 56,181 square feet. And then have some listings for the subject from September 2020. And I'll just let you, I'll leave that with you. There's some good qualities they mentioned of the subject property there. Yeah, it's close to a major transportation. It's close to airport. It's got a good ceiling height. It's fenced. It's zoned M3, access to major routes, single tenant building. There's additional storage in the basement, 10-minute drive to the airport. And then they have their own pictures on page 21. They have a site or a building drawing on page 22. The box I have in the red square there has some more features of the building properties. Yeah, it's just saying that there's additional storage in the basement. And then on page 24 is the income and expense mailer that was submitted. So you'll note that they are indicating a net income of $198,865. I haven't gone through all these expenses to see if they're applicable. I know they do have amortization in there, but it looks like they've taken it out. They have some loan interest, which doesn't look like they've taken out. I'm not sure. Or sorry, they have taken it out. Yeah. Okay, so on page 25, you'll note that they are renting to True North Supply at an annual rate of $6.25 per square foot. It's a step up lease. If you look at the bottom, in 2027, it'll go up to $7.75. Yeah, so if you turn to my page 3, if you can let me know when you're there.
Okay,
Okay, so there's some of my rental comparables. They're all located, or they're all industrial warehouse properties. They're located close to the subject property. Wall heights range from 16 feet to 23 feet. Effective year built ranges from 1952 to 1969. Net rents per square foot range from $7.25 to $9. On page 4 is our workup. Sorry, if you just give me 1 second, I'm trying to. So, my apologies, my computer is freezing up.
it's getting tired like the rest of us.
So we're utilizing an overall net rental rate of $6.13. We're utilizing a 15% vacancy, even though from our inspection, we concluded that the entire building has been leased. So I think we'll have to adjust that for the next cycle. We're using 3% for recoverable expenses, non-recoverable expenses. We're using $4.25 for shortfall. We come up with an NOI of $248,000.72. We capitalize that at 7.4%. That gives us a rounded assessed value of $3,352,000. Again, in the appendix with the external industry reports, we know that the market has been robust in Winnipeg. Rents have been increasing. The market has been mostly stable. There's limited new supply. And therefore, for the reasons stated above, it is our opinion that the assessed value is fair and equitable, and I respectfully ask that the board confirm the assessed value. And I'm open to questions. Thank you.
And yes, Mr. Sharples, any questions you might have?
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Just one quick one on your lease comparables on page 3. 1500 Notre Dame Ave. That lease would have been expired by the valuation date, correct?
Yes, I'm not sure why I didn't. Yeah, you're right, correct. Yeah.
Okay. I don't have too many more questions on those. I just wanted to kind of cross-reference on page 4 your income breakdown with some of the information that's later in this submission. The first being, it looks like the two standard finished spaces, 14,500 square feet, have been assessed at 748. Just over 28,000 at 721. And then it was page 18, where we have the buildings broken out. There's building 1 basement, building 2, building 3.
Yeah.
So I'm just wondering why there's 3 buildings, each with different wall heights, and then why two of them have been assessed together at the same rate and the others different. Understanding there's different years built and wall heights and stuff. I was just wondering how you reconcile those 2 pages.
Yeah. So on our workup, so there's the 3 PIDs, premise IDs. The bottom one is for the basement. So the basement was obviously it's less than the main floor rent wise. The other 2 are premise IDs. So premise IDs work where if there was 2 tenants, there would be 2 different sections. They wouldn't go by the number of buildings or what one building, when one building was built or not. It's how much is occupied by each tenant. So I believe at one time there was 2 tenants in this building. So that's how the premise IDs were done at the time. So one tenant used 14,519 square feet, and the other tenant used 28,000 and change. And that's where those premise IDs come from. It's not based on the actual buildings.
Okay. Next question, I guess, you'd agree that the actual rents achieved by those spaces are below the.
Yes, I do, yeah, they're not at market, is my interpretation at the present time.
Okay. And so you'd agree that the reported NOI from page 24 is below the assessed NOI?
Yeah, I agree. It's lower than yeah, but this was a model-driven workup, so that's the way it fell. The model is taking it from the market.
Okay. And is it safe to assume that the subject property leases are included in the model and that the
Yeah,
leases?
if they submitted an income and expense mailer, they would have been included in the model, and the model would have taken all the rents from all the tenants in the area, and that's how it would have worked out.
Okay. And so the 5 leases on page 3 were all included in the model?
Yes, these comparables come from what's been entered into the model. Yeah.
Okay. And so with the one being expired, is there a chance that the model?
Yeah, I know. I'm just looking. I'm trying to find where that one came from and how I missed it, so I can't see it at the present time. I don't know if you give me a second, I'll just figure it out.
Okay.
Okay, yeah, that's the lease is still in place, so I guess they're doing it every year. So the current lease is at 750. And it's 820, yeah, so it's gone down a bit, sorry. Oh, sorry, 850, it's at 850. I'm looking at 100 Notre Dame. So 101 Notre Dame, current lease is sitting at $8.50. And it's been in place since October 29th, 2021, and it runs to January 1st, 31st, 2026.
Okay. Okay, thank you for clarifying. That's all my questions.
Thank you. Mr. Arnell, any questions?
No questions, thanks.
Mr. Golachuglia, do you have any questions?
No questions. Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman.
Okay, thank you. So Mr. Dassam Mohammed, your position that rent is payable in the basement, is it based on the photographs that you have showing the usage of it?
Yeah, as I mentioned, we did have it inspected, so we confirmed that there is somebody using it, but it wasn't included in the income and expense mailer. It was included. It said it was vacant at the time.
Okay, well, and you know, how did the property get a 15% vacancy? If
Well,
it's,
yeah, because
tempered?
we were told that the basement isn't utilized.
Oh, so that's why it had 15% vacancy for the
Yes.
basement
Yes.
to cut to, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
It was an override in the model, so the override has just been being carried forward every cycle, and that needs to change.
And the rent used is average, taking the basement of $6.13 per square
Yeah.
foot.
Yes.
And, okay, and that's, okay, it's a bit less than your comparables.
Yeah.
Okay, I have no further questions or clarification. Mr. Sharples, you can proceed.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Just begin on page 6 of our submission. And I think there has been some stuff that's been answered for us as well. So one of the main points we'd focused on was the income and expense questionnaire that had only listed 42,623 square feet as leasable. We had been under the impression initially that it was a blended rate of $6.13 across the entire floor area. We see now that has been split out, and the basement space has been assessed at a lower rate at $2.44 per square foot. But our main concern kind of rests in the fact that the subject is still underperforming its assessment. So we see their reported NOI is below what had been assessed, and the rental rates they're currently achieving are below what has been assessed. So we are requesting that the assessment value be revised from $3,352,000 to $2,363,000. Again, moving on to page 7, we want to emphasize the site-specific requirement and MMB order A95-149, where again, on appeal, the assessor is required to evaluate the subject property using site-specific evidence. So again, this property is underperforming its assessment in terms of NOI. Definition of the issues on page 8. One thing we've noticed is that the assessor's record treats the construction class as class A. We do dispute this class. I believe we go over specifically elsewhere, so we can kind of slide past some of this stuff for now. I don't want to get too repetitive as I go through this, but we do have some notes in here that the total building area should have been adjusted downwards because the basement space wasn't capable of generating the same rents. So page 9, we cover the property description. We covered that sufficiently to this point, as well as the photos of the property through to page 11. Page 12 is where we've done our classification analysis. So the standard classification, the table at the bottom of the page we have here, is in the, I guess, column second from the left. We have the class A standard and what we'd expect to see in class A warehouses, and then compare that to our subject property. So for class A, we would expect to see wall heights greater than or equal to 24 feet. The subject property is 15 to 22 feet. So from that, we'd say this fails. Same thing with land to building ratio, floor plate, loading configuration, year built, and leasable area composition. So we would say this property performs far more as a class B or C asset than a class A. Through page 13, we don't dispute the highest and best use. This is kind of something that we just have in all our submissions. Current assessment, we have broken down on page 14. Again, the documents we receive from the City of Winnipeg website doesn't break out into premise ID like we went over in questioning there. So we had the entire 56,181 square feet signed with a rent of $6.13. The following page, we had our request, which we had removed the basement space because we didn't think it was capable of achieving the warehouse rents. And we had requested a revised rental rate for that warehouse space of $5.75 per square foot. And that's how we arrived at our requested value of $2,363,000. The approaches to value on page 16, again, we don't dispute any of we don't dispute that the income approach was used. Pages 17 and 18, again, just assumptions and scope of methodology. I don't think I need to spend much time on this at this point in the day. So I'll just move along to page 19. So this is where we've taken a look at the market rents. So a rental rate of $5.75 has been applied to the actual leasable area, 42,623, which, as I mentioned, had excluded the basement space initially. This was supported by a few things, one being the rental comparables at the bottom of this page. So we've identified 3 of them. They range in rate from $6.25 to $7.50 per square feet. These are all similar location in St. James, similar in age to the subject. And then, so we've also looked at the actual rents achieved from the subject itself. So we've used the current rental rates and the step up rate for the one space. And from that, we've calculated a blended lease rate of $5.81 per square foot. And so we do believe this all kind of lines up with our requested work rate of $5.75 per square foot. We do have some photos of the comparable leases we've identified. Those for reference can be found on pages 28 and 29. On page 21, we've got the same cap rate framework we looked at in our previous submission. The cap rate here is 7.4%. So as mentioned by these, we've put the Class B industrial properties here, and again, the assessed cap rate appears to be perfectly reasonable. We have no issues with that. So that is not a point of contention. On page 22, we kind of go over our deficiencies, and we've kind of realized since receiving the assessor submission as well that this is not entirely the case. So we initially had the contention that the rental rate of $6.13 was being applied to the basement space as well. That is not the case. So we don't feel like that is a concern anymore. So the second issue we identified, 14.2 here, was the issue of the model rent versus the site-specific actual rent. So we did note this through questioning. It was page 25, I believe, of the assessor's submission. He had the rent roll in there. So just that the actual rents achieved at the subject property are below what has been assessed. We had noted that this was represented as a Class A. We felt it was more a Class B or C asset. However, it does seem like the cap rate lines up more with the Class B and C. And then just point 14.4 here again, we just want to bring up the Marion Holdings decision, where it's been illustrated that you do need to look at site-specific evidence. And again, we would challenge that the actual NOI and rental rates at the subject property are below the current assessment. So again, just kind of sliding ahead, we have the relevant legislation again in here. None of those are as specific to this subject property. On page 16 or page 24, sorry, section 16, we just have in conclusion. So again, this revised value was based off the assumption that the basement space was being assessed with the same rate as the rest of the warehouse space. Upon learning that, we'd like to kind of make an adjustment to our initial requested value. Understanding that that's not the case, we'd like to use our requested rate remaining at $5.75 per square foot, but just adding back the square footage of the basement space. So that would bring us to a new value of $3,115,000, which is, we believe, a little bit more reasonable. The initial request for $1 million off was again under the assumption that basement space was not being used, for one, and for two, being assessed at the same rate as the warehouse space. So I would respectfully ask the board to consider all the evidence that's been presented here and adjust the value accordingly. Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Mohammed, any questions?
Yes, I do. I just wanted to get something clear, Mr. Sharples. You mentioned that the city, well, first of all, the city doesn't use any class system, A, B, or C, but you said you think that we use the Class A for this building somehow. How did you figure that out? Or what makes you think that?
It was in the submission, and the construction class was A, so maybe it was, I think we were just interpreting the construction class maybe as a Class A.
Do you see that in my brief somewhere?
Page 1. Just the construction class is A, fireproof structural steel frame.
Oh, yeah,
So I don't know if that's a class.
No, that's what it's made out of. Like when we would inspect it from the permit, that's what the permit would have said.
Yeah.
Structural steel frame. So it's not a class or anything, it's just what it's actually made out of.
Yeah.
So I just wanted to clarify that. Okay, and then has MNP inspected this property?
No, I don't believe so. I mean, you'd kind of indicated we had a bit of communication on this, I believe. Yeah, my colleague Carson was, there was supposed to be an inspection. I think he had indicated to me verbally that they were supposed to go for an inspection. I think he was sick and asked to postpone and couldn't get it sorted out. So not to my knowledge, I don't believe anyone from MNP has been to the subject.
And I'm just working out your calculations here. So you are saying you're going to use 56,181 square feet?
Yeah, just with our
The basement
requested rental
included?
rate.
So,
yeah.
Sorry, so that would be the same as our square footage, correct?
Yeah, so our initial request, we removed the basement space entirely. And for this, in light of all the evidence that's been presented here, we see that that's not the case. The space is occupied. So we're just adding back that square footage and keeping the lower rental rate.
Okay, so if you use 56,181 square feet, and you times that by 575, and you give it a 4% or 15% vacancy. And you're coming at 3,115,000. Okay, and just one last thing, on your page 19, since you had brought up 1500 Notre Dame, I still have it up here. You mentioned that there is a tenant in there using 31,933 square feet. I have the tenant rule up here. There's 3 tenants. One tenant has 61,209 square feet. Another tenant has 6,065 square feet. Another one has 11,396 square feet, and then there's vacant space of 28,067 square feet. So I don't see the tenant with the 31,933 square feet. I don't know if that's old information. I'm just putting it out there. And those are all my questions. Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Golachukwu, any questions?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Again, Mr. Grayson, could you just repeat the number that you're now recommending, please?
Yeah, that was 3,115,000.
Okay, and that's based on the 575 on the entire area of the building, correct?
Yeah, so blended rental rate of 575.
Okay, so you're looking at the overall valuation. You're accepting expenses at 3%, shortfall at 425 a foot, and you're also accepting the 15% vacancy, which may or may not be accurate. Is that a fair statement to make, sir?
Yeah, that's a fair statement.
Okay. Those are my questions, sir. Appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Arnell, any questions?
I'm good, thanks.
Okay, so I had just one question, Mr. Sharples. In your calculation where you got the new amount you're asking for, you give us a rental rate, but just to save me from a lot of calculations, what's your NOI?
That would be 230,532.
230,532?
Yeah, 230,532.
230,532. Okay, thank you. That's my complete question. Okay. This matter has been finalized then, and you're free to leave. You'll get our decisions as soon as we can get them to you.
Hey, thank you very much, everybody.
No, we're not finished yet, Dr. Mohammed.
Oh,
Mr.
sorry.
Sharples is finished, but we got 2 matters that were stood down.
Oh, yes, all right,
We'll
sorry.
go back to. No problem.
Okay, sorry.
Yeah, we still have hard work to do.
All right.
Okay, goodbye, Mr. Sharples, thank you.
Okay. Thank you, everyone. Have a good
Thank
day.
you.
Mr. Chair, I'll go take us offline, just a moment, please.
Should we not proceed with the 2 items that we still have to deal with?
Oh, I'm sorry, yes.
I'm just saying it's late. I mean, we could all use a break, I know, but it's already 4:36. So I'd like to try to get finished if we can.
Right, yes, of course,
Okay. I know we're all getting tired, and Mrs. Harland, I get where you're going, so I'm having a difficult time too now,
okay.
especially that first one that we had. Okay. Okay. So just bear with me. And I think that we then have to go back to our first property.
176.
Our
Yes.
first property, which is 176 Sutherland Avenue. Have we got an appearance on that matter yet?
We have not, Mr. Chair.
Okay, so we're going to deal with it now then. And Mr. Das Mohammed, I know we don't have an appearance, but I'd like you to go through your evidence quickly to basically, and all evidence is pertinent, just so we know how you get to where you're going.
Sure.
You
Yes.
obviously read in all the information.
Okay. Yes, Board Revision file number 26-1145. Roll number 14000754000. Address is 176 Sutherland Avenue. Roll year is 2027. Reference date is April 1st, 2025. Assessed value is $1,352,000. There's 3 buildings on site, 8 premises. The stories range from 1 to 2. Actual year built and effective year built ranges from 1946 to 1986. Wall heights range from 10 feet to 14 feet. Zoning is manufacturing light. Land area is 41,873 square feet. Plan area is 11,706 square feet. Basement area is 1,273 square feet. Gross floor area is 22,544 square feet. Leasable area is 14,550 square feet. Land to plan area is 3.58 to 1. There is non-compliance on this property. On page 2, there is my evidence. So it's the chronic history of non-compliance. In the last 16 years, we've only received 2011, 2016, and 2020 income and expense mailers. So I assume they are getting them.
Okay, I'm going to stop you now, though. If there isn't an appearance, and there's no evidence before us to contrary your evidence, it's unlikely that we're going to find anything different than how the assessment goes, because we've got no contrary evidence to do so.
Okay.
I don't think. So if in fact,
Mr. Chairman,
Yes.
Could I just interrupt you for a moment?
yes,
I still think we have to go
I know.
in camera for the
I
moment.
know, I think so. I'm
I-
trying to save time. I know.
I understand that, but I really think for the sake
Yeah.
of doing this properly, we should go in camera for a moment. I'll just ask this of the assessor: is the second property at 12 Charles, is that also an issue with a
Yes.
non?
It is. It is. It is. And if
All
we're going to
right.
do them, and if we're going to do them, we can't do them together. We have to go separate. So, yeah,
I know.
I know.
I hate it, but that's what we have to
No,
do,
I
gentlemen.
understand. I was trying to save some time, but Mr. Colachuglio, you're absolutely right. So go through the evidence on the non-compliance, and
Yeah. So on page 16 is where we sent the income and expense mailer to. Is at 3686 Bellevue Road in Kelowna, BC. Again, on page 18, they've been paying their taxes. It's going to the same address. And then, as a matter of fact, on page 20, the Board Revision application has the same address on it also. Also, I believe, yes. So, yeah, thank you.
okay. And it was mailed, and
Yeah, it was, just again, like the previous property with the non-compliance, we're just following the act, specifically section 64.1 and 64.2.
okay.
And that's on page 19 of my brief.
Yeah, thank you. Any questions, panel members?
No
No,
questions.
no questions.
And I don't have any questions, and I guess we have to go in camera. And you're gonna have to go into the waiting room for a minute, Mr. Das Mohammed.
Okay, for sure. Thank you.
All right, Mr. Chair, I will. All right, Mr. Chair, the assessor's in the waiting room and I will go take us offline. Just a moment, please.
Thank you.
We're back online, Mr. Chair.
Thank you. Mr. Das Mohammed's in the room, and I'll indicate for the record that we are granting the assessment department's request for a finding of non-cooperation.
Thank you very much.
You can proceed.
Okay, on page 3 is my rental comparables. So all comparables are industrial warehouse properties. They're located within the subject's market region. All leases are current in relation to the reference date. Effective year built ranges from 1953 to 1975. Average wall heights range from 11 feet to 14 feet. Leasable areas range from approximately 1,200 square feet to 3,000 square feet. Net rents range from $7.25 to $10.50 per square foot. On the following page is our workup. So we're utilizing an overall net rental rate of $7.27 per square foot. 4% market vacancy, 3% for non-recoverable expenses, and $4.25 for vacancy shortfall. This yields a NOI of $95,990. We capitalize at 7.1%, and this results in a rounded assessed value of $1,352,000. According to the external industry reports in the appendix, we believe that my apologies. According to the external industry reports in the appendix, Winnipeg's industrial market has remained fundamentally sound. As at the reference date, it's supported by low vacancy rates, stable to modestly increasing rents, limited new supply, and continued demand for functional industrial space. The reported cap rates ranges also generally support the ATD's industrial cap rate findings. Therefore, for the reasons stated above, it is our opinion that the assessed value of $1,352,000 is fair and equitable, and I respectfully ask that the board confirm the assessment. And I'll open the questions. Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Arnell, any questions?
Not so much a question as a request, but would it be possible to put the blended rental rate on your sheets so it'd be easier for us to figure it out?
These workups are just spit out by the system, but yeah, I always do mention it, but I will start putting it in my reports. Yeah.
It would make it easier to do the math here.
Yeah, I understand that.
Okay, thank you. That's all I had.
Chuklio?
No questions. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
And you know what Mr. Arnell asked, I just actually took the total potential rent and divided by the square footage, but
Okay.
that would save that step if you would do that. So thank you. Okay, we'll close this hearing and go on with the last item on the agenda today, which is the property at 12 Charles Street. And when you're ready, you can proceed.
Okay, thank you very much. Board Revision File Number 26-659, roll number 14001354000. Address is 12 Charles Street. Roll year is 2027. Reference date is April 1st, 2025. Assessed value is $1,307,000. Parcel use code is industrial warehouse. Number of buildings is 1. Number of premises is 1. It's a 1-story building. Actual year built was 2022. Effective year built is 2022. Wall height is 19 feet. Construction class is steel framed exterior walls. Zoning is M3 manufacturing heavy. Land area is 69,706 square feet. Plan area, gross area, and leasable area are all 6,400 square feet. Land to plan area is 10.89 to 1. And again, we do have a non-compliance issue.
Right.
On page 2, you'll note that there's been a chronic history of non-compliance. No mailers and no income and expense mailers have been submitted since 2019. On page on page 19 is the income and expense mailer that was mailed out to them at unit 20. At unit 22845 Dakota Street in Winnipeg. On page 22 is the tax notice that was mailed out. It's mailed out to the same address. And then I believe that so I don't have the, yeah. So yeah, that's my presentation for the non-compliance, and I'm open to questions. Thank you.
Okay, I think that you're also showing for non-compliance on page 24. They've got that's the record for the address for service on the corporation search.
Yes, thank you.
Okay. Okay.
Questions?
I'm going to do on this one, Mr. Mohammed, since this is the last one, we're going to make our decision on non-compliance or non-cooperation and on the decision at the same time. And you'll receive it. We won't break separately because this is the last one.
Okay.
And there's nobody here else to hear it. So,
Okay, thank you. So on page 2, you'll notice the sales history here. The subject was sold 3 times between 2016 and 2022. The important one here is the second sale, April 23rd, 2021. The vendor was APT Transport, and the purchaser was Trademark Logistics and Winnipeg Dig and Demolition Inc. Subsequently, the next sale, one of the owners, Trademark Logistics, bought out the other owner, from what it looks like, Winnipeg Dig Demolition, of their share. So $450,000 was spent in April 2021 to buy the property. In between that time, there was new construction. I will get to that in a second. And then one of the owners bought out the other owner for their share, is what I gathered. So on page, well, maybe we'll just go through the pictures first. On page 11, at the bottom of page 11, May 2016, you could see that there's an old building on this site. If you're, I don't know if I'm going too fast now.
no, go ahead.
Okay. Page 2016, the old building that was demolished. So May 2021, you could see that the overhead picture shows no buildings. And then November 2023, after the second sale, there was a building there. Yeah, I'm not sure why I put it's after the third sale. And then if you look at the page 17, or sorry, page 18, here's the construction permit for that building. And the construction value declared was $858,000 for that building. So they bought the land for $450,000. They built a building for $858,000. So the total cost was $1,308,000, which is pretty close to what the model has come up with. So yeah, going back to my page 3, there's my rental comparables. So all comparables are industrial warehouse properties. They're located within the subject's market region. All leases are current in relation to the reference date. Effective year built ranges from 1916 to 1990. Average wall heights range from 13 feet to 23 feet. Leasable areas range from 4,400 square feet to 8,500 square feet. And net rents range from $8.42 to $13.50 per square foot. On the following page is our workup. So we're utilizing a net rental rate of $10.27 per square foot, a 4% market vacancy rate, 3% for non-recoverables, $4.25 for vacancy shortfall. This yields a NOI of $60,118. We're capitalizing at 4.6% since it's a newer building. This gives us a rounded assessed value of $1,307,000. So for the reasons stated above, the recent sales history, it is our opinion that the assessed value of $1,307,000 is fair and equitable, and I respectfully ask that the board confirm the assessment. And I'm open to questions. Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Goldchukli, any questions?
No questions from me. Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Now, any questions?
No questions, thanks.
Okay. You know, I'm looking at the cap rate. It looks maybe a little bit low, but it's pretty new construction and we don't have
Yeah.
anything, and we have no contrary evidence, so.
It's low, and the one owner bought out the other owner for basically the same price. So
I know,
Yeah.
but we're doing a market
Okay.
value comparison, so.
oh,
I mean, we're not doing market value, we're doing a income approach, but, okay, I'm not gonna press you on that, Mr. Das Mohammed.
thank you.
Okay, so thank you for your attendance today.
Thank you.
For everything you put into this, and we appreciate all the information you gave us, and you'll hear from us soon.
All right. Thank you very much. Appreciate it, everybody. Have a good rest of your evening.
Take care.
You too.
Bye.
Goodbye.
Thank you.
Bye bye.
Right, I'll go take us offline, Mr. Chair.
Thank you.